This segment of Dirk Diggler's Shitty Sports Show was brought to you by ESPN. We picked your idols for you. Remember Tim Tebow? You do now.
Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirk Diggler. Dirk Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirk Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirk Diggler, as Dirk Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirk Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirk Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirk Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirk Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirk Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirk Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirk Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirk Diggler. Dirk Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirk Diggler, enjoy the show.
What is going on? It is the Dirt Diggler, the dirtiest Diggler. It's here for Diggler for Dirt Cut Diggler.
That's right,
And with me,
bitches.
as always, is
Kenny the Dork, unapologetically New England.
and bring it back to crew out of sunny Los Angeles. We have
I'm Gianni.
yeah,
and
welcome.
I'm chilling with no smog.
Nice. And down in VA by way of Chicago, it's
I am Brandon, and I am still a Chicago kid.
and welcome to Dirt Diggler's Shitty Sports Show with 100% more social distancing. This entire show is being recorded remotely. None of us are on location anywhere near the rest of us. This is
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna
all
be
can
fun.
stay away from me.
I'm
Yeah.
like really like not by y'all. Like I'm
I'm-
like not even close.
Not even close. Kenny's on the other
Yeah.
side of the
Social
stage. We're doing exactly what we should be doing here.
Social
Yeah.
distancing.
We're
champion.
setting an example.
We are setting a Dirt
That's correct.
Diggler Shitty Sports Show is on the front leaning edge of medical
I don't even get within
procedures
6 feet of my
process.
fiance.
Oh.
Damn.
Well, I mean,
That's just cold.
the dog can keep you company though. Razzie's pretty cool.
Oh, Razzie's awesome.
All
Yeah,
right.
she's our buffer.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Oh man. So all right, well let's start from the left. Gianni, it's been a while since we had you on the show. How the hell have you been?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm keeping my social distance by no longer driving for Lyft. So that
Oh shit.
yeah.
Don't blame you.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with keeping my distance with crazy people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, just still writing.
Oh cool. How's
And
that going?
working.
Is that everything working?
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got plenty of time to do that right now. So
A lot of time
Yeah.
to focus on things.
yeah, I do, and yeah, the stimulus kicks in. Things is looking good.
All right. Well, all right. Brandon, it's been a while since we had you on the show. Last time we did a joint show, and that was pretty good. We've been looking to do
That
another
was
one.
No, first of all, it wasn't just pretty good. That was fucking awesome.
That was magic.
Like we had a great time.
Johnny, did
Oh,
you
yeah.
happen to hear that show?
I heard parts of it. I didn't hear the whole.
Yo, that
thing,
whole
but I
show
heard
was-
parts
that show
of it.
was fucking
y'all,
wild.
Y'all sounded like y'all had a lot of fun.
It was a wild ass
We
show.
really
man.
did. We really
Oh,
did. We
yeah.
had a great time.
It was a wild show. It was great.
As far as everything is going on, though, I'm doing pretty good. The fiance is doing pretty good. Since the last time we all spoke, I bought a house.
Oh shit!
Outstanding.
Nice.
Congrats,
That's
man.
amazing.
That's a
Rock.
huge step in life, man.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, man, we bought a house. The lady's got a new job. I work for a new company, still doing the same shit now, but
I mean, well,
everything's all good, man. I can't complain. I'm blessed, and I'm happy to be here.
you digging a new company? They're not listening, so I mean,
Oh, nobody's listening. Come on now.
I've only been with them for about a week. So,
Okay.
That's an
Oh.
interesting time to start a new gig.
it really is.
tell me about it.
It really
Tell
is.
me about it.
Like,
Like
yeah.
it's been a shit show, but I'm glad I'm on the other side of it now.
Oh man. I mean, so that means you transitioned from one job to the next during the quarantine, right? Like,
Well, from
Damn.
one company to the next, I literally still do the exact same job and sit in the exact same seat. So,
oh, okay. So, okay. All right. All right. All
Okay.
right. All right.
yeah,
So,
the old contracting company lost the contract.
so
And
I get it. They kept what they killed. I got it.
yep.
That's what we call it in the biz. Keep what you
Oh
kill.
yeah, I've definitely been there. That's
Oh, yeah.
always fun.
That's why I don't do contract work anymore. I'm fed, dude. Like, they want
That's
to
why
get rid
I'm
of me.
trying
It's
to
gonna take a
get.
minute. They want to get rid of me. It's gonna take some effort. I mean, unless I do something terrible. Which
Yeah,
you
they,
know.
they got to catch you up in some shit for you to get fired.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm pretty boring at the end of the day, so there's none of that. I mean, it comes down to it. I come and do my job, go home. All right. So, Dork,
Who,
bro,
me? What?
there's been a lot, hasn't there?
Oh,
Things.
good lord.
Stuff and
Oh.
things.
Well, let's put it this way. Were we not under a social distancing protocol at this time, next Saturday I'd be getting married.
Yes, you would.
I know, Vegas, baby.
But you guys
Which
made the
reminds
right
me.
decision in postponing that. You guys, I mean, it's
Well,
tough,
we
but you
pretty
guys
much
really
had
made
it
the right
made
decision.
for us.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Kind
Yeah,
of way
we were
that
gonna-
worked.
Yeah, I mean we haven't lost any money on the whole thing, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
We were able to postpone to our desired dates. We're looking at August at the earliest. I wholly believe that we'll be able to do eventually a wedding in Vegas. I mean, I hope everybody's safe and getting there. And hopefully we could do like a deceptively shitty sports show bachelor party or something.
Well, you know what?
Guys,
That's actually just a few hours away from LA, Gianni. You might be able to make it out to that, huh?
I know, right?
I mean, yeah. Considering if we're not locked down, I could probably make that happen.
Look, if this shit is still locked down in August, just know that I'm gonna be like Mad Max showing up to that spot.
Just walk away.
Shotgun and everything.
Oh god.
He's gonna be rolling in like, I heard somebody's getting married. I come bring gifts.
No. You would have to do like iRobot, like Will Smith, like rolling through the street.
Man, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so we postponed until August 8th instead of April 4th, because we figured double or nothing this time.
Double or nothing.
Right.
Nice. I like it.
And
I dig it.
we're still looking at the same venues, and I at least we'll still be able to go to Allegiant Stadium and hold up a sign saying, "No, it wasn't a fucking fumble," because my petty ass. Ugh.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though, right? You say that to chide
If you
the
trying
Raiders
to get
fans.
your ass beat, that's how you get
Well,
your ass beat.
hold on. We're talking about Raiders fans in Vegas. You know that they don't exist.
No,
Facts.
no, they don't.
So
Unless they
I mean-
drive to Vegas from LA, then like if you get Ice Cube in Vegas, and you do have a Raider fan in Vegas.
well, that's Ice Cube.
Yeah.
One.
That's Ice Cube.
And he can do that shit at will. So
I mean,
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
might.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
he might. No balls.
yeah.
No balls.
He might.
He
might.
No balls, though. No balls. Anything else going on, Mr. Dork?
Well, things are steady for me. School's closed, so I've had a lot of time to work from home doing the financials.
That's good that you
I
have that.
pop in. I pop in once a week to collect up the mail and check for invoices and stuff like that.
Wow.
But usually it's after everybody's out of the building. So
Right.
Well, that's
You know.
good. Limit your exposure.
limit my exposure, still making that money. I'm at least paid until the end of June, so keeping it safe. Because,
Yes.
schools are closed until April 24th anyway. We're not going to have kids in.
Yeah, dude. Everything's shut down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
We're
things.
we're
You know
working
what's
on
not shut
distance
down, though?
learning curriculum.
What's not shut
We-
down, Gianni?
The weed shops are not shut down.
No. Neither are liquor stores.
Why
the
would they
liquor
shut down?
stores, they are essential.
Essential. The weed man is essential. I don't look. This is stressful
Apparently.
times. These are
Yes.
stressful times we live in. You may need to burn a little bit down. I mean, it
Right.
is.
Uh-oh. AD2.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
You want me to acclimate them?
Yes.
The fish?
Yes. These things. You could
What
just
about the pistol shrimp?
you could just pour them in a net and then put them in there. Just make sure the water goes in the sink. You could have texted me all of that, but
No, she couldn't have.
no, she could have. I texted her. She didn't know I was recording. I'm recording.
She wanted to be a part of the show. I'm fine with it.
You want to roast
It's
the
all
logos
good.
again? Have you seen the new LA Rams logo?
Yes.
How do you feel about the new Rams logo?
I don't remember what it looks like.
No one remembers what it looks like. Just you have a feeling it's terrible.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that. It's just I don't care about the Rams enough to remember.
Word, I feel
No
you.
one does.
Wow!
That's
I just
fair.
know that they're
That's fair.
blue.
Wow! I don't know if y'all heard that, but her response was, "I don't care enough about the
Care enough.
Rams to remember." And I think that wraps up LA's feelings
That's
about that
LA.
team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been dealing with. Everyone's home, so I've had the joy of nonstop D2, D3, D1, and the missus all home with me as I work remotely downstairs next to my fish tank every goddamn day.
Dad, no, I
Every goddamn day. So that's, it's nice. I'm fortunate that I get to work, but it's really like Groundhog Day. I'm really debating on whether or not I want to throw myself into traffic, but then I remember there really isn't any traffic to throw myself into. I would have to lay in the road and hope that someone comes along to hit me. It's just to spice things
Bleak,
up.
bro.
God damn it. I'm so done. Because you got to remember, I was already off because I was waiting to get surgery.
Right.
Right, because so I was supposed to have a bunch of vertebrae in my neck fused, and that got canceled like 2 days prior because they were like, "Yeah, we're canceling like all non-essential surgeries." And I'm
Right.
like, "This is pretty essential." I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not actively dying right now, so no." And I'm like, "That's fair. I am not dying." It sucks, but so that got canceled. But so I was already working towards like getting out of work, taking leave, and just existing so I can chill. I was like, all right, get the surgery done. I can chill and I can ride out this whole coronavirus thing at home. I'd be quarantined because I couldn't move. And then 2
Right.
days prior, boom, nope, no good. So if I would have had the surgery the week prior, I'd have been set. I'd be freaking all loop-de-loop
Good
off
to
of,
go.
off of the happy pills right now. Probably still drinking a beer doing the show.
Well, of course, because you have to do that.
It's the only way to fly. But
I mean, those are the rules.
those are the
Yes.
rules.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing says I are Marine like washing down your pain meds with a shot. So
Fair
I mean, it
enough.
makes sense.
it only makes sense. Everything works better.
Yeah.
It only
Mine
makes
work
sense.
better.
Yeah, right. But so yeah, everyone's been good though. Mrs. Diggler came back from Okinawa safe and sound, which was a big
Good,
deal because
good,
there was a
thank God.
concern that she wouldn't be able to get back.
Right.
Because she had a layover in Tokyo, but she made it back before everything shut down, and she quarantined herself for 2 weeks because she wanted to be sure she didn't have anything, and she didn't. And then she went to work for like 2 days, and then the school shut down because coronavirus.
You mean that little small thing that shut down the entire
it's just
world?
the flu.
Shut the whole fucking world down. No, so
The whole world.
who's had that Cardi B coronavirus thing stuck in their head for the last 2 weeks? I have. I have. Every time.
Nah.
I almost can't say coronavirus without saying like coronavirus.
I hate it. I really do. I hate it.
It was great.
I've been
The
hearing
first.
the one.
Ugh.
No, any of y'all been on TikTok lately?
That's the one.
You know what? I've never been that bored. I have not gotten so bored to the point where I decided I wanted to get a TikTok account.
I've seen the it's
I can't
Corona
quit.
time.
Oh no. Hold on.
Yeah, I have not gotten so bored to the point where I had to go and get a TikTok account. I refuse.
Look,
If I get to that point, I'm just gonna get off of all social media, man.
dude, this is
Okay.
dude. Did Cardi B make an actual song called Coronavirus?
No, somebody else made that song mashed up with her vocals and everything.
That's
So
something she would do.
Hold on, I'm gonna play it for the show. Just
Guess
so,
what, bitch?
Oh no.
Why are you trying to traumatize everybody?
What in the hell, man? I mean, damn!
I think there's enough trauma in the world.
You might not be good for that.
It's catchy. It's super catchy.
Nah, man.
So that's been stuck in my head like for the last 2 weeks, and every time I hear coronavirus, that plays in my head for about 10 seconds, and it sucks.
It's there.
It's there
Yeah.
forever. Play this at my funeral, please, just so I can close the cycle, close the circle on it. Play it at my funeral. Oh my god. So yeah. Oh my god. That's what's going on with us right now. So like I said, everybody's healthy. We're all eating. We got toilet paper and everything else. We're set.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, pro tip. Do not go to the regular supermarkets. Go to the Asian markets. This is one of the few times racism works out in your favor. So if you're looking for some food, hit the Asian market, because enough people are terrified of anything remotely Asian right now that their shit is fully stocked. Look, we went to the Asian market to get some rice because life is Asian. House is Asian. We eat rice.
Right.
Man, look. We talking about fresh produce, fresh meats, everything was in there. They were not a stock of shit. They had everything. It was like, why is no one else? Racism. Right. That's cool. So for a minute I thought,
Everyone's gonna go.
for a minute I was like, I'm gonna keep this to myself, because if I tell everyone, then they'll go to the Asian markets and there won't be shit there when I want to go back. Right? But then I was like, nah, I can tell my like 3 listeners about this.
You might want to bleep that part out of the show.
Yeah. Just in case.
Just in case.
What, the 3 listeners?
Yeah, because fuck them. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love you.
Throw in the audience.
Damn, coming with the heat. That's a spicy take. Spicy take, Brandon.
Extra heat.
Extra heat. You guys hear the new intro music? So RTO Beats twisted up some the SpongeBob theme song for me, the fucking Bikini Chase song, and I want him to do some more work for me, but he's coming out of surgery himself and recovering. But RTO Beats, he's still laying down that fire for Dirt Diggler Shitty Sports Show. So shout out to RTO Beats. It's been a minute since I gave him his props. So yeah, shout out to my Kusan out there in Oakland, out there in the Bay, in the Yay area.
We appreciate you, cousin.
Appreciate you, cuz. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into
I
this.
kind of got to be careful saying that shit.
You know, we're all like old now, man. You know, come on.
Yeah. You're right.
We're like, you know, we may listen to Scarface, but truth be told, the wrong person walk by the car, we locking the doors. That's just where we are in our lives right now.
Yeah, we're closer to Bermuda Shorts.
We're old. It's
touche.
We're closer to retirement age than we are to our first working age. Well,
yeah, it's pretty bad. But yeah, so quick, COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2 fundamentally changed the fabric of the world. When it first broke out, I didn't think it was going to be this big of a deal, because it wasn't killing people that were in their prime. So I wasn't really concerned with it. What I didn't account for, and what we didn't know when it first broke out, was exactly how fast it could be transmitted from person to person. And and for that reason alone, I think that this will go into history books, because we've never seen anything like this. Even the influenza of from 100 years ago wasn't this virulent. It didn't move this fast. It moved because people were cramped, were coming out of a war. You know, everybody's coming back from Europe from World War I. Sanitation was trash across the globe. The circumstances were there for it to move quickly. But now, I mean, we're talking about you shook hands with this guy, and now you're sick.
Yeah.
There's no fluid swap. There's no blood contact. This is, hey, I was in a room with this guy, and now I'm sick, which is insane. I've never heard of something this virulent moving this fast. And it's taken out the kids. Remember how those kids were getting popcorn lung from vaping, all that shitty, cheap bootleg vape cartridges?
Yeah.
Apparently they're at risk. So you have young kids getting killed because they have lung damage from vaping shitty weed cartridges. Then you have the older folks, you know, with their underlying health issues, and they're all dying and getting sick. And and it moved
That's
so
what's really
quickly.
taking out Italy.
Yeah, well, Italy responded poorly, which is something that we did initially as well. Like South Korea was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck it, everyone stay home. You're not going anywhere." North Korea was like, "Bow!" They were just murdering you if you
Pretty
coughed.
much.
Which is one way to
Yeah.
control the an outbreak is to murder everyone. I guess that's one way to.
Ah,
I mean, it's effective. It's
Right.
probably not the best, but it is effective. I would
I mean, like,
choose.
yeah.
Yes. So
The thing is, it's just like they knew about this in December. Like they knew about it in January, and if they had even had a halfway decent response, then it wouldn't have been, this crazy.
well, I
Like
think
it could have been contained and it could have been done.
you're talking
Yeah,
about
it
China,
definitely
or
wasn't
you're talking
like
about
a
China or the
pop up.
U.S.
oh,
You talking about China or the U.S.?
The U.S.
Ah,
Like
right.
they knew about it in December, and there's actually Bill Gates did a TED talk in 2015, and he was just like, "We're not ready for the next pandemic. We're not
No,
ready."
no, we're not. I mean, 100 years ago, we're all moving via ships and trains, and now
Yeah.
we're moving via planes. So, it just the interconnectivity of the world definitely exacerbates how quickly something like that can move. And you're right.
yeah.
I don't really think you can be prepared for something like this.
Nope.
I don't think you can. I think you can do your best to get in front of it, as and try to develop SOPs, but I don't think you can really be prepared. Like it's going to get ugly either way, simply because the medical facilities aren't built to withstand the kind of numbers they're going to have to in order to really contain. That's what killed Italy. Italy didn't
Right.
have the beds. We don't have the beds
But I think if they had said in December, with the intelligence that they had,
to
they had
limit
said in
travel.
December, like, hey, maybe we want to slow things down. Maybe we
You
want
know,
to send people home a little bit early. Maybe
I agree with you on that. I will agree.
like then you wouldn't have people fighting for toilet paper. You wouldn't have people fighting for food unnecessarily. Like it
Yeah.
is just dumb.
To be fair, though, no one needed to fight over any of those things. Like
This is
they're
true.
there. Like the supply was there. It's really just all right. So here's my theory, and please interrupt me if you think I'm wrong here. But
You're wrong.
a couple assholes, thank you. A couple assholes decided that hey, there's gonna be a run on these products, so let's buy them all and hoard them and sell them at 100 times markup, which created a
Right.
run on the products, which caused other
Right.
people to panic and panic buy the products, thinking that there weren't going to be any more when they actually needed it. Like you
You
go
will
and you
never
buy.
get me to panic buy shit tickets. I'm saying that right now.
Listen, as long as there's a cat in this house,
Thanks,
I'm
I
set.
agree with
All
you.
right, there's a house cat in here.
I mean,
I'm
seriously, I know how to use an e-tool and a pine cone.
good.
Thank you. It
Oh,
will hurt like a
Oh
son
my
of a bitch.
god.
socks and shirt sleeves, buddy. But
Yeah,
no, and I think that the gouging actually, the planned gouging is what created the run, which is creating the panic, which is why people are fighting. Because, like I said, the
I
Asian
think,
market had
yeah.
all those things: toilet paper, food. It was all there in the Asian market, but it's not there in Food Line, not there in Safeway,
Not in
No.
Sam's Club, that's for
not in
damn
Sam's
sure.
Club, right? Where there's also like all the meat is gone, right? But the spices remain. So it's obviously a certain segment of the population panicking here. We know who it is.
Shut up. Shut up.
I mean,
didn't
there's
say
no
a word,
lies
by the way.
told. When I went to Trader Joe's, the spices were pretty full. I'm just saying.
I mean, we have a well-stocked spice cabinet. Thank you.
Sure you do.
I'm
We
buddy.
just
ready.
saying.
Sure you do, Kenny. I believe you. No, I've seen it. It's
I
impressive.
mean, come on, you've seen it.
I have seen
Y'all
it.
might
It's
y'all
nice.
might be the exception though.
Yeah.
Y'all might be the
There's a
exception, not the
few.
rule.
There's a few.
I
We
mean,
got people-
even though Lady Dork kind of threw me off with the whole what were we talking about? Using mayonnaise on grilled cheeses and shit. That kind
Oh,
of fucked
no.
me up a little bit.
It's a
Yeah.
substitute
I
for
mean-
oils. It's a substitute for oil. I've
Yeah, I mean, I understand that
Well,
now,
that was
but
a
when she
skeptical
first mentioned
too.
that shit, I was like, what the fuck?
yeah,
I know.
it's reached prominence. Like you want to fry chicken without frying the chicken, you coat it in mayonnaise and throw it in the oven, and the oil and the mayonnaise will cook
Yeah,
it.
no, that's unacceptable. That's
No, it is. At the end of the day, it really is. But
That's no.
it's. I don't want to deep fry
I
this.
live with her, and I tell her that all the time.
This is
You
like
kidding
that
me?
sad food where they make
Best
it out
you
of
make macaroni
cauliflower.
and cheese with butter.
You know what makes me sad when I see food substitutes made out of cauliflower. That makes me sad, and that's the equivalent of
Oh
that.
God, yeah.
Like this
Yeah,
is a
we've been
pizza,
doing that
but
a
the
lot.
crust is made out of cauliflower. Like that's
If
not
I
a crust.
ever go anywhere and some shit is made out of cauliflower and I find out about it, I'm striking the nearest person.
Cauliflower buffalo bites. Yo, I'm calling the cops. I'm
I
calling
have
the
to,
fucking
like-
cops. There's
I
been a
feel like
murder.
if you're gonna have pizza, just have pizza.
Just
Like,
do the
it
pizza,
just,
man.
You
Just
know,
do the pizza.
yeah.
Like,
do
why
the
fuck with people's food like that?
Why? Well,
I
you
don't
know
know.
what? I think it's one of those good intentions gone wrong. Like I'm gonna make this healthy by fucking making it suck. So please don't do that.
Damn keto diet.
Oh
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah, well, that's how Lady Dork's gonna fit in the wedding dress. That's how.
Hey, look, that's an extreme measure that you're taking in order to meet a certain goal for a certain date. Understandable. However, I'm not doing that shit just because. Like, there's people living that
No.
life just because they like the taste of
We're not doing
cauliflower,
that
I
just
guess.
because we're doing it for a goal.
Yeah, I
Yes.
understand that. There's many people who do diets prior to a big date. I got it. You know, that's fine. So, hey,
Although
Kenny,
now that what's up?
do me a favor, man. You have the script up right now?
Yeah.
Read the list of everything that's been canceled or postponed due to this viral fucking scourge that's
We'll
upon
start
the
with the
land.
most obvious and most important one that we've already touched upon. My wedding.
Yep, canceled.
That's
Not
right.
canceled. Postponed.
NCAA tournament, both men's and women's. All spring sports in college. MLB, the opening of the season has been postponed. And I know you're all happy about that because there's going to be less baseball.
What?
Wait, how can there be less?
How did you know?
Damn.
You know what? I think that you can cut off like 82 games, and I think you'll be just fine.
Just fine.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start it off from the All-Star game.
Yeah, because then there would be 80.
Right. I
Ah,
think that that's fine. I'm good with that.
yeah. So let's see. We've had the NBA postponed. I mean, Rudy Gobert, excuse me.
Yeah, don't put that on Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay didn't do it.
Rudy Gay is not
I
the
know.
one.
I
who
would
did
never
that dumb
point a
shit.
finger at a fellow UConn alum. Come on,
Bruh.
you know that. But Rudy Gobert's a dick.
Oh yeah, yeah, he is.
He
Yeah.
hopefully learned some damn lessons.
Some hard
Jesus.
lessons.
Well, and then also the other thing that's come out of this whole postponement that I thought was pretty intriguing was that now they're talking about they might start the 2020-2021 season on Christmas Day,
Interesting.
Oh,
which is pretty much when we all start caring about NBA basketball anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I
Why do you-
beg to differ because I normally really start to care after the All-Star break.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, because, why compete against the NFL? Why compete against the baseball playoffs? Why compete against college football?
Well, and that's when it gets serious anyway. Like
Yeah,
that's
it
when
really
it's
is.
like everybody's really playing. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's when that really, to me, that's the best time to watch. Like the
Shaq-
All-Star
Shaq
game
never-
going forward, it's all good.
yeah, man.
Shaq
I got
was
Yeah,
never in shape until then.
that.
And then we got
NHL.
the NHL. Yeah, the NHL's postponed too, and it's sad because the Bruins were leading the NHL in points, so I was excited about that.
We ain't
But it
missing
looks like
shit.
they're gonna
No.
They're gonna continue the tradition of President's Cup winners not winning the Stanley Cup. Because there will be no contesting of the Stanley Cup.
Damn, Lord Stanley and his cup are no more this year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
And it looked like the Bruins are probably going to win it this year too.
Of course, because they always win, right? Everything in New England, always winning.
Right.
Hey, we've only won. We've been to the Stanley Cup Finals 20 times. We've only won 6, so we don't always win.
Sounds like
Whatever.
a really first world problem there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, 30% of the time it works every time.
All
All right. Anyway,
fucking Boston.
Right.
I know y'all hate.
So, Haslam, Udonis Haslam.
Thomas Haslam. Gianni put this in. So.
Yeah, he wrote like a really great article because he was talking about like all the little stupid
Spring breakers.
Yeah, going
Yes.
down to
What the fuck was that
Miami.
about?
He was like basically like, don't come in and fuck up my city.
So,
Like-
so
Pretty much. Like,
And I
y'all
don't blame him.
dumbasses at home.
if only there was a state level government appointee or elected official who could say something like spring break
Maybe.
is canceled that
Right.
could have
I don't know.
intervened in this.
Only.
Ah,
If only that position existed.
If
wait a
only.
minute. You mean
If
you
only.
mean the same
Sometimes
kind that
some
just
shit just make
now
too much
locked down
sense.
the borders?
You know that, like,
Yeah.
we have this guy in Maryland called Hogan, and he was like, "Hey, this coronavirus is serious. Everyone stay
He's
home,
like
sit down, and shut the fuck up." And then we were like,
he's like
"Okay, Dad," and we did that.
he's
Right.
like America's disappointed dad right
He
now.
really is, and Cuomo is America's
Like,
angry dad. So
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think he did a very beautiful job of like really explaining to people just the privilege of it all. Like, you know, your problem is, oh my God, you have a home to go and sit your ass down in. And, you know, therefore, you know,
Ultimate
oh
first
no,
girl.
like your spring break got canceled. But like, you know, when this thing is all over, there's still gonna be a crap load of poor people, you know, who are gonna get the brunt of this as they always do.
yeah,
So,
Well, not only
yeah.
that, your liver and your kidneys are going to thank you for the abuse you're sparing them.
well, you know,
Well,
when you're a 20-year-old whose fucking biggest problem is midterms, that's kind
Oh,
of how
true.
it works.
I
You
mean,
yeah,
don't make
it's
good
hard
decisions at
for
that
us to
point in
look
your
at
life.
it globally like that. Yeah,
Seriously, you don't make
yeah,
good decisions at that point in your life. I didn't. I don't think
I
any
did.
of us made
I
great
damn
decisions in our
sure
early
did.
20s, late teens.
yeah. But I
I didn't make good decisions in my
wasn't
30s.
licking a damn toilet stool.
Okay, so
That
that's special, but we all know at least one person that would have eaten cat shit for a $5 bet. So not like it's
Oh,
unheard of.
I don't know.
Nobody
No,
that I was cool with,
no,
but
but
I do
no,
know
but you
somebody
knew
that would
of
have done it.
someone who
Yeah,
would
I do
do
know
that.
somebody who would have done it.
Yes, we all
yeah.
know at least one person. And Gianni, if you don't know that person, you knew them. You just didn't really talk to them like that because
Okay, well maybe because
your
I
homeboys
don't
know
know.
who he is. It's a dude. It's a
Probably,
dude. It's a dude.
probably,
it's a
probably,
dude.
dude.
It's always a dude.
probably.
Like he's probably that one person that you would say, like, insulting them. You would say eat shit, and they'd smirk.
And they might actually do it. Yeah, I don't know. Good
Like that
God.
guy in Philly after the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
Who?
That's just a Sunday night in Philly, man. Chill.
Jesus.
I can't have you coming and shitting on my city's customs like that because you know one of my denizens might decide that's a tasty snack. So
Ew.
what? Look, I can't do nothing about that except own it.
Well,
The
hey,
dude
you know,
decided.
it happened to your city.
The dude decided. You know, it'd be a great idea if I ate this horse shit right here on camera for the world to see because that's exactly what we should do. And it's been over a year, and it's been I don't
It's been
yeah, it's been 2 years, and here we are talking about it. So he's a legend.
He's a legend.
He's a legend. So
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of cancellations.
Sounds like he earned that one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, yeah.
So
So yeah, stay home.
yeah. So I think Gianni had another point about the players paying the arena workers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just really just speaks to everything that is wrong with, you know, the country, because it's just like, okay, so yeah, the NBA players are making a crap load of money, but how much money are the NBA owners making? And like, you know,
That part.
who, right?
Entitled billionaires.
Right? Whose responsibility is it really to make sure that the people who work for you, you know, can I don't know, feed their families
So
while
I
this
think
whole thing is happening?
if I could speak on this for a second, like the Boston Bruins owner has been the absolute worst about it. Jeremy
yeah, but
Jacobs.
he's from Boston,
Yeah.
right? So I expect that.
So then there you have it. I mean,
To be
I
fair,
mean-
Boston's a rather heartless, fucked up city at the end of the day when compared to its contemporaries around the globe. It's from a compassion standpoint, it's a shithole.
No.
Right? Followed by New York and then Philly. All those cities that are in those cold areas, dude, they're not compassionate at all. Cleveland, not
They're
compassionate.
bitter.
Detroit,
they're bitter.
Detroit, the mayor was a drug dealer in Detroit. Come on, dog.
Detroit is fucked up.
I mean, it's better than the DC mayor that was a crackhead.
No, actually, nope. Actually, so Marion Barry, while he did enjoy the occasional crack rock and hooker, did provide a lot of economic growth for the city of DC.
He did.
He did a lot of
Yeah.
good things.
I'll give you that.
From a character standpoint, he wasn't even that bad. He just happened to like hookers and crack. Well, you know, which wouldn't be the first one.
Hey, you know, everybody has their vices.
And
Everyone has their
definitely won't
vices.
be the last.
And
Definitely will
like
not be the
Kwame,
last.
big baller Kwame Brown out here actively drug kingpin for. So I mean, I'd
Should have
rather
been an
take
extra
the
on the wire.
I'd rather take the crackhead because at least I know all I got to do to get access to talk to him is sprinkle a little crack on a sandwich and boom, I'm in. I'm in. You can talk about streetlights and
Y'all got their crack sandwiches?
peanut butter and
Just-
crack sandwich, baby.
Just sprinkle some crack on it. It's all
Use some
good.
crack on it. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Be all right. But
But yeah,
I agree. I agree that the owners should have led the way here, and the Bruins owner being particularly terrible. But the Bruins owner isn't the only owner, and most of the owners that have chimed in did so because they were getting slandered and shamed online.
As
So-
they should have been.
Right, which is the same thing as remember, what's his name, Joel Osteen? Austin?
oh yeah, when he's cut his
God.
course during Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah,
Remember
coming into
the church was flooded, and then it wasn't flooded, and then it was like, I guess I can come in now because we fixed it, but it was like, no, you didn't.
Right.
He got shamed into doing what he's supposed to do, which is the same thing for a lot of these owners. The Boston Bruins owner just doesn't give a fuck
Oh
at
god,
Right.
all. So
no, he doesn't. Yeah,
he
it's
doesn't.
like that landlord that's saying y'all gonna still be paying on April 1st.
Yeah, it is. It is. But to be fair, a lot of these players, either, some come from legacy families like Steph Curry. Steph Curry's a legacy baby. His daddy played in the NBA. He's an NBA
Zion Williamson.
guy.
Yeah, but yeah, Zion Williamson, that's not his story, right?
No, but
So-
but there's a lot of
yeah.
other guys who are not. And when you share
Exactly.
time and space with those folks who came up not having shit, who know what it's like to starve, who know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck and not even paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
it makes it a lot easier to give when you know what it's like to be without. The billionaire owner at the top probably was born into his money. At least he was born wealthy. He certainly may not have been a multi-billionaire, but he wasn't poor. So he's never missed a
Right.
meal. He's never really had anything comparable. So he can't
Can't
empathize with it.
relate.
He can't relate. So that
And,
inability
yeah.
to relate, it becomes the inability to relate. He's now forced to depend on other people to advise him on what to do because he has no personal experience to pull from. He or she has no personal experience to pull from. Martha Ford.
Right.
Martha
but
Ford.
I mean,
What is she gonna do?
right.
She-
but
she's-
Mark Cuban seems to get it. Like
Mark Cuban's self-made. He's self-remember.
Okay,
He made
fair
his
enough.
during the .com boom. He's self-made.
Okay,
Yep.
fair enough.
So Mark Cuban's kids, however, they might not understand.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But you would hope that he would instill that same thing
You would
in
think
them.
so, but after a couple
Yeah.
generations, grandpa's words are going to be gone. So it's
Yeah.
if the wealth lasts that long, you simply can't relate to the common person. But the players can. So I applaud the players and I applaud the owners who, even though they were shamed, decided to dip into their pockets and give. Because at the end of the day, none of them have to do these things, but it's really good that they do,
Right.
even if they were shamed to do so. Get someone out of the cold, even if you do so because they were going to call you bad words if you don't. I mean, as long as that person's warm and eating, I'm good. At the end of the day, we can talk about the other shit later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 Well, once again, it speaks to what's wrong with the country because it's just like there's
Well, I
billionaires
mean,
like
Even at the
go back to
governmental
work,
level.
huh?
Even at the governmental level.
Of
The
course.
billionaires are asking for Congress to bail them out, and they don't need it. They're going to be fine. It's the American taxpayers that actually need the bailout.
Right, and then they're like, go back to work and make me some money. But you might die, but go back to work and make me some money.
Sacrifice your grandparents. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of bad takes coming out right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bad takes coming out right now, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
there are.
crisis tends to show people for who they really are at the end of the day. So,
Absolutely.
if you had any thoughts about one person, what's happening now may have either confirmed your opinion on them or changed it completely, or you put on
Yeah,
blinders and
there
you
you
don't
have
care.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, so the Olympics have been postponed, which is crazy.
Unprecedented.
The Olympics were actually
Yeah.
canceled for a long time. For like throughout the world's history, the Olympics didn't happen more times than they have happened. But for
Right.
it to be canceled or postponed the way it is, I wonder what that
Until
does.
next year.
Yeah, I wonder what that does to the Olympic cycle. You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna? So now
It'll give
you
them a chance
shorten.
to train again.
Well, it doesn't take 3 years really, but it's still it definitely changes, and even then, it's a tentative postponement. Like if things are still hot, they have to move it again.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like, I mean, that's what a lot of people, right? That like me and Lady Dork with our wedding. If things are still hot in August, we have to postpone again.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Hell,
I
you may
mean-
even have certain countries that are hot that can't come to compete.
I don't know about, let's see, are we going to be so welcoming of the Chinese or the Italian delegations to the work?
I think the Italians, yeah, the Chinese, Americans might not, but let's be real, they're an economic powerhouse right now, and they're a force. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be.
I
really
wonder what
interesting.
happens.
Definitely is.
I wonder what
Right.
happens with Russia, because Russia was they were going to be banned anyway. So
Yeah.
I wonder if they're still going to be banned
No,
next
they'll,
year.
they'll still be banned. They'll still be banned.
course.
It's just interesting though. It's going to be
Even in a
interesting to watch how
pandemic,
it
we could
plays
hate
out.
Putin.
Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this little tidbit of information, but during the Olympics, you know those athletes, you know they fuck like wild beasts, right? Like all of them.
Why wouldn't they?
No, the Olympics
They go
is
all
essentially
rocky
like an
on it.
athletic orgy. Like they're banging each other constantly. So if there's anything, everyone's gonna get it.
Got people coming home with a ringworm and shit.
Yeah. Why do you have
Oh,
ringworm
good God.
there though? So what had happened was I was doing a decathlon and javelin or something. Yeah, that's what happened.
Right.
Which yeah, so it'll be interesting. I think athletes are going to be the ones that are at risk because of how they deal with each other in that sense. It's going to be a shit show. I think if this thing's not completely gone, you're going to have multiple outbreaks as a result of the games.
Well,
not
and
only
it's not
that.
only. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, mine's a zippy one-liner to tie this all up. But go ahead, Gianni.
No, I was just gonna. So, Anthony Fauci, is that the doctor?
Yeah.
He was just saying that this could actually be seasonal. So then it's just like, okay, so we get rid of it, and then now we got to figure out something to make sure that if it comes back, it doesn't create the pandemic again.
Yeah,
Right.
So
like the flu.
Yeah. No,
Exactly.
I think that the bigger problem that we're going to have is, I mean, Olympic viewership had been down over and over for multiple games. Is anybody even going to watch if they stage it?
I think actually now there might be more people to watch this time, because anytime you take something away from people and they can't do it,
It sparks
I
a
think-
novelty.
yeah, I think so. So I think that it actually is going to draw more interest, and I think if nothing else, everybody wants
Okay.
to see like records broken, and I think that like Simone Biles and to see who's like going to take Michael Phelps's place, and like all the greats, like who's gonna emerge. So I think that that's gonna actually create more interest
And I
when
always
it finally
love
does happen.
basketball.
It certainly could. It
What'd
certainly
you say?
could.
But I figure basketball is probably the biggest one for me. It's like, how's this going to affect?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, are professional players even going to be willing to travel now because of how quickly it spread through the NBA?
Probably not. Remember 20 years ago,
Yeah.
the 2000 Olympics in Athens, you had a bunch of players opt out of going because of security concerns in Athens.
Yep.
So they decided,
Right.
I'm not going to go play at all down there. So yeah, no, I don't
Yeah.
think. I think that there's going to be even less pro participation, which is once again going to put the U.S. It's going to affect our ability to win, which has been the case since Dream Team 2.
Yeah.
Well, we won gold in Sydney in 2000, and then in Athens in 2004.
I thought Athens was in 2004 and Sydney was in. I thought Athens was in 2000 and Sydney was in 2004.
Yeah, Athens was 2000.
Yeah,
No, Athens was 2004 because I was in Iraq for that.
I'm gonna believe you because you remember things like that. So okay.
Yeah, and then in Beijing
Yeah.
in 2008, everybody went back again. So
Oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah, he's right.
Kenny
Yeah,
remembers
'cause we won
details like
bronze
this. That's
in
what he does.
04. Yeah, I'm a walking encyclopedia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Encyclopedia dork.
yeah. So, man, what's everyone's watching?
I don't watch the news. That's for goddamn sure.
I've
No.
actually
I read
been watching a
articles.
lot of the news.
Well, we're diametrically opposed on that one. I just don't like hearing Trump's voice.
It's what it
Oh,
is.
God.
Same, but like then again, I only watch the news as I'm getting ready for work. I don't have to go to work now, so I don't watch it. But
Right.
outside of that, like I think I've been paying a whole lot more attention to shit like The Masked Singer. Like, I've been watching.
Gronk.
I've been watching. Oh, it's definitely Gronk.
It has to be Gronk.
Like you cannot fuck that up. Like there's no way.
No.
Yeah.
But we've been
I
watching
knew it was
that.
like
We've
I saw
been
the
watching The
promo for him.
Walking Dead and shit. Outside of that, like
I have
ESPN is boring now.
ESPN is
I-
showing classics.
Well, yeah,
I've
because
been
there
doing-
ain't. Yeah.
I've been taking advantage of all the free streaming services from the major sports like NBA, NFL, Game
Nice.
Passes, MLB TV's free right now. Because I got a lot of highlights I can watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I stumbled upon this show called Barry. It's an HBO show.
Oh, on HBO. Yes.
It's got
yes.
Bill Hader as the lead. He's also directing some of the episodes,
Yes.
and it is an amazing show.
Lady Dork got me into Good Girls.
Oh, how's that?
Good Girls is a great show.
It is a great show. It's about a bunch of housewives who become thieves
Ah,
Yes.
and they fall in with like a Mexican cartel and they launder money. And it's been pretty good. Now we're just
Yes.
sad that we finished the binge. We have to wait weekly for new episodes.
oh, that sucks, man. That's
And we just
Oh,
started.
that
Binging,
sucks.
we just started binging Tiger King today.
I can't do it. I won't do it. I
Dude,
refuse to
I've
get
heard
pulled in.
about that.
My fiance finished watching that shit this morning.
So I
The
had
first
to.
episode was insane. And you said ESPN was boring, but ESPN Plus, I've been binging the OJ Made in America documentary.
That was actually
Oh, that's a
pretty
good one.
They're
That's
talking
an
about bringing
excellent
back the Ocho. They're talking about bringing back ESPN the Ocho.
They really should.
Oh man, I just as long as I see the dodgeball tournament,
Yeah, the Ocho.
dip, dive, duck, dodge, and dip. Or is it dodge,
Did y'all
dip,
did y'all
dive,
see
duck?
the Mike Vick documentary?
I did not.
Yes.
I haven't watched a
No,
lot
I have
of
not watched
actual
it yet.
TV.
Yeah, that's the good one.
I watched that shit. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, white women who are dog lovers are not ready to forgive. So, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to watch that yet at my house. And people do need to. I'm on the fence about that. Like, I think, you know what you do. He did his time at Leavenworth. I think it's time.
At freaking Leavenworth.
Yeah,
Two
not
There's
years
a,
no
at
worse
Leavenworth.
place
not a
than
fun,
Leavenworth.
not a fun place.
You
No.
might as well put him on a Russian gulag.
Pretty much.
It's not that bad.
He
but
might be
It's not
safer.
good. It's not
No.
good.
Yeah,
Have you been to Leavenworth? I've been to Leavenworth.
I've heard enough about it to know I should fear going there.
I
Ever.
see-
Yeah.
There's no prison that I'm anxious to go to, really. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not like
Oh,
it sounds
sure,
great.
yeah.
Pelican Bay. Heard the weather's great. No, not
I've
ever.
been looking at a year at Rikers Island myself.
Yeah.
no. Like no.
There's a reason. Let me tell you what's in Leavenworth. Just Leavenworth, the town. There's literally the prison and a cemetery. That's it.
There's an army base that houses the prison that has people.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
it's where people go to die. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
It's not
And he
good.
did 2 years.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Hey, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. So how is this different from Detroit?
Oh,
Damn.
come on!
Oh. I
Mm.
mean, but Motown is in Detroit.
It
That's
was. When's the last time Motown did anything?
I
1980
mean, the
what?
museum is quite nice.
Oh, the museum,
is
right,
quite-
right. But I have to go
Yeah,
to Detroit
yeah.
to get there. That's a dice roll right there, man.
I mean, you can always just drive 10 minutes down the road to Baltimore.
I mean, if you look at it, Chicago and Cleveland soothed themselves at night by saying, "At least we're not Detroit."
Ooh. Ouch.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
not
but
wrong.
anyway,
He's not wrong.
well, Brandon, you would absolutely know. That's damn.
At least we're not Detroit.
I mean, and Chicago is fucked up. Like, but we're not Detroit.
It's got, but Chicago's got all the Chicago shows. It's got like Chicago PD,
Mid Fire
like,
PD.
all that.
I mean, all we
So-
got in
Shy.
Baltimore is the Wire.
That's because Chicago's a constant fucking calamity. That's why.
Yes.
which is also true. You're not wrong in that regard either.
But at least it's not Detroit.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Or
Detroit.
Detroit.
At least I'm not Detroit.
Jesus.
Oh
Hi,
man.
Rafa.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask everybody: are you gonna miss the tournament?
No.
I do miss it a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hadn't really
Yeah.
paid attention to the tournament in so long, really. Like, if something regional's happening, like the Retrievers a couple years ago, that's interesting, right? Or you have some underdog team making a run, and that becomes interesting. But I don't really do college sports at all,
Right.
even football.
I was excited because UConn was looking like they were going to return to prominence, and having gone to UConn and been there during big time basketball games, it was exciting for me. So I was hoping that you could sneak in.
I went to a
Yeah.
Maryland game with my daughter, D1, ladies basketball game where they played the Huskies.
Oh,
and that was good.
yeah,
That was a good game.
and both men's and women's Terps teams were really good this year too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe for that reason.
Oh. Yeah, so locally we had that to go for.
Well, I mean, I think that with the tournament, it was always in, and even though Jay, I'm like completely with you as far as like not watching college sports until they get paid, like professional players, because there's way too many Chris Webbers and Jalen Roses,
Yes.
rolling around, and the O'Bannon brothers who are still having money made off of them, and never got paid for it. So I'm with you on that. But on the other side of it, like I remember, like seeing like a young D Wade breakout, like having like just this crazy breakout tournament, and
Derrick Rose.
Yep.
yeah,
Kemba
Derrick
Walker.
Rose and
Yeah.
right AI, like some of the players obviously that became legends in the NBA,
Guys
like,
who became stars in the tournament, or
Exactly.
Kawhi Leonard.
right, just
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
Carmelo, like winning.
Yeah, the man
So-
child. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
those are the things that are like super exciting, and seeing those little breakout games, and some of those
And the
dudes that had
Cinderellas.
right, and some of those dudes, it's like that was the time of their life, even though they didn't get paid for it. But those things are always fun to watch. And I think just like anything else, it's like anything that you sort of take for granted. Like we all, I think to a certain extent, everything has been the same. It's like the tournament comes on in March, the finals come in on June, and all of those things like have been completely upended. So
Yeah.
I think that you appreciate them more when they do come back.
Well,
I
and
agree.
up until Rudy Gobert tested positive, they were talking about doing the tournament without fans, which,
Right.
I mean, could you imagine how that would be?
yeah.
I mean,
You might as well not do it. Yeah.
So-
You would get so sick of sneakers squeaking.
Dude, Rudy
Yeah.
Gobert is such a fucking tool. Every time I hear his name, I'm not going to think of anything he's done as a player other than
Well,
touch all the
Can you-
microphones and recorders and then properly test positive for coronavirus.
and the thing was, they were gonna go forward with the tournament until he tested positive.
He's such an asshole.
Dude, but could you imagine how bad the commentary would have been on that?
Well, not
the
only that, but
comment-
players could hear the commentary.
Oh, God.
yeah.
So hold on, Brandon.
Sorry.
Who in what order do you think Rudy Gobert's teammates beat his ass?
Yo, Donovan Mitchell had to be the one to beat his ass first.
Yeah.
He had to be the first one.
Yeah.
Look, Donovan Mitchell, like, as soon as they said, like, they probably didn't even get the word positive all the way out. They probably told him, like, yeah, you tested and he just,
His fist was
Stole
down
on him.
Rudy Gobert's face.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I was him, I'd still be whooping his ass, clear of coronavirus and everything.
You gonna beat his ass so bad the virus pop out like, hey man, I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Like, hey, we've had enough.
I'm in here too, man. I didn't do
Like,
shit to deserve this.
Like, we've had enough of your shit. We'll go to the next team.
Oh my god, dude, that was so fucking terrible. It was so,
Yeah.
because he did it, and it made the news, and folks were like, he's a fucking idiot. And then, like the next day, it was like, he tests positive for coronavirus. It's like, oh
Like, what?
god.
And what was my first post to Facebook after that shit happened?
Oh, they're gonna be whooping his ass.
Yeah.
As they should.
They're gonna be whooping his ass. And then his buddy popped up,
Crazy.
Mitchell. Oh God, it's great. All
One
right.
thing we haven't talked about that we normally talk about a lot on this show, the NFL. No, well, not too depth. So we saw the new CBA got signed, right?
Yeah, I was worried about that not getting signed because it was kind of fucked up.
I
But
thought we were going to have a strike.
well, the players' union rolled over, which was unexpected
Yeah.
because that was a really shitty CBA that they signed. They get
Yeah, it
slightly
was.
more money, but they have to play an extra game, and
And we're going to have 14 playoff teams this year. Only the number one seeds will get the buys.
That's the
And
one thing that I'm interested in that whole thing.
that way Chicago
Really?
can make the playoffs.
Fucking right.
oh,
But you
Fucking
know, it wasn't
right.
made for you. Who was made for was the Pittsburghs and the Dallases.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why that was put in. Rooney's family, the Rooney family, and Jerry Jones are way more powerful than the McCaskys.
Well, guess what?
Oh,
and
Fuck
yeah.
them too.
Yeah. Oh
well,
no,
and
super
Mark
fucked up.
Davis.
In the
Mark
mouth.
Davis had to
Yeah.
Ugh.
Give him a hot Carl.
I was going for a Cleveland steamer, but
Oh
okay.
no. Oh
But,
no.
yeah, so they also put in sportsbook in stadiums on game day.
What?
Yeah, seriously. So, like, they'll be allowed to implement sportsbook betting in stadiums on game days, which shocked me because of the anti-gambling stance the NFL had always taken up until they approved the
That
Raiders
is
to move to
a
Vegas.
terrible idea.
Like, we're gonna have Pete Roses all over the place in football now. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't get
Well,
banned for
because
smoking
why
weed
not?
anymore.
No, right.
What's that?
Weed is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Gordon
That's
ain't
right.
coming back. Then,
No,
so-
not coming back. But
Right.
as long as you're not like Sam Hurd, you're good. Remember Sam Hurd?
Oh yeah, 167 pounds of weed.
Something like
As a
that.
Chicago Bear,
Former Chicago Bear,
stupid motherfucker.
former Dallas Cowboy. You can add any felon and just say former Dallas Cowboy, and it's probably going to be true.
I mean, except
You
for
know,
Aaron
cocaine
Hernandez.
aficionado, former Cowboy Michael Irvin, right? Yeah.
They still
What
ain't
you-
worse than the Raiders. I don't think anybody's worse.
I
than
think the Raiders' reputation is what it is from the 70s, man. But Cowboys actively employ criminals.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what do you call a drug
Regularly.
ring in Dallas?
Huh?
What do you call a drug ring in Dallas?
What?
A huddle.
I get it. I get it.
It's funny
That's good.
because
I'll
it's true.
myself.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
linguist extraordinaire Emmett Smith.
Yep.
I don't know if you've
Yeah,
ever heard
I
that
mean-
man speak, but it's rough,
Yeah, very.
very rough. Great guy though.
So we got that to look forward to next season in stadiums if they play,
Yeah.
and we also have the prospect of the Patriots without Tom Brady.
Yes, God, yes.
Prospect?
Nope.
Yeah.
I know
Not
you're
a
all
prospect, buddy.
snickering with Glee over there.
That shit
What's
has
that?
happened. That
Like
shit
he
happened.
gone. Like he gone.
Gone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, he gone.
He did what all old people do when they leave New
Ain't
England.
nobody gonna be gone like how he go, like how he
No,
about to
no.
go.
Listen, he
Well, I
did
don't
what
know.
oh.
Yeah.
he did what every
Cameron's gone.
aging white person in New England does. He left and went to Florida to retire and be annoying down there.
I
Would
mean,
you-
hey, you know,
Would you hang out in that weather with those brittle ass bones? Hell no. His arthritis has got to be killing him every winter.
Yeah. It
Nice.
has.
Seriously, yeesh. But I mean, but when you think about it, the prospect of Tampa Bay with him instead of Jameis Winston, that's a playoff team,
It is,
I think.
but it's not. Right.
I mean, unless he hits the cliff that Max Kellerman is saying he hit 3 years ago.
Well, he won't have. I'm not putting Bruce Arians anywhere near the caliber of Bill Belichick.
I'd
Or
really
Josh
like for Max Kellerman to not talk football anymore. Like,
I'd
he's
rather
kinda
Max
there.
Kellerman not talk about anything ever on TV.
This
But,
is a
you
New
know,
York
Boxing,
athlete.
I'll give him. Boxing, definitely.
Yes.
Like he knows what he's talking about when it comes to boxing. But when it comes to basketball and football, dude, just fall back. Let
But
somebody
we
who
gotta
actually
figure
knows
out-
what the fuck
He
they talking
can't help
about.
himself.
Talk about it.
He can't help himself. That's like Skip. That's like Shannon Sharp talking about stuff. I love
Yeah,
Shannon
oh,
Sharp.
come on now. But I thought we were talking about Tim Tebow.
Skip, listen, Skip. Skip. You know that boy. You know what they call it, Walker to him, Skip. They call it Walker to him, Skip. Walker to him with down Pennsylvania. That's my favorite guy. He literally broke out a do-rag, cognac, and a black him out one day. And that shit, I was like, you need to enshrine him as a whole in the fucking NFL Hall of Fame. The whole shit is sharp. You just move in.
That was great. I'll give you that.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp's amazing. But
but,
so yeah, the
you know,
CBA. I believe the CBA is trash. And honestly, I think that had it not been for this giant limit over the horizon, it wouldn't have gone through as quickly. I think they saw the writing on the wall, just wanted to get it done.
they just want to.
Yeah.
Where do y'all think Cam Newton is suiting up next year, if anywhere?
I'd like
Denver
for him to go to the
or
Chargers.
LA? Yeah, I was gonna say Denver or LA.
Denver's tied to Drew Lock. They're not going to spend money on Cam.
Yeah.
Elway sucks, and he likes white, tall quarterbacks, not black ones. So
New England doesn't have the cap space.
New England doesn't have the cap space, and I don't know that Belichick would tolerate a personality as flamboyant as sassy church aunt Cam Newton.
I don't think so either. I think he's going to be a Charger. Yeah.
The
You
thing
think so?
is, I think Spanos has his head so far up his ass that they don't do it.
I feel like it'll either be, in all seriousness, I feel like he'll either be with the Chargers or he'll be with the Dolphins.
Oh God, the Dolphins. That's rough.
Hold on,
see.
but wait a minute. If you paid any attention to their free agency haul,
They were aggressive.
they were really aggressive, and they went and got a lot of key defensive pieces.
Okay.
They got
And
a lot
I
of
think
Patriots.
I think that they got I think that they have some pretty good draft capital as well.
Oh yeah, they have
Okay.
3 first rounders.
Oh wow. Well, why would you
Yeah, they
pick
have
up Cam Newton?
five.
Why would you?
Yeah,
Why would
they're
you?
gonna
If I'm
take two
the
of
Jets, the problem with Cam Newton is that he's busted. He's busted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unless
been
you
busted
unless
for
you
a
have a
while.
team that allows him to be a game manager like Brady, he's
Yeah.
and all those spots are full. The last spot that he could have gone to was Chicago, and Chicago did not go that route. They went with the guy who actually has a Super Bowl trophy in Nick Foles,
Right.
because he has a Super Bowl trophy and a statue.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
He has a statue too. Yeah,
Oh God.
Nick Foles. Yeah,
Foles.
that guy.
So does Jerry Richardson.
it's hey, he's got a statue.
Hey, you know.
I mean, it's okay. You want to? I'd hug you, but social distancing and all. So
Air hug or
Air
air
hug,
high
bro.
five.
here you go.
Right.
Air dap. Air dap. Oh no.
Oh, he just dabbed. Oh
he
my
dabbed
God.
on me. Yeah. So
Lord have mercy.
yeah.
That was the whitest dab you ever saw.
Cam Newton. I don't know where he goes as a starter at this point. I think he lingers until someone goes down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so too.
I don't know
but
if he'll get the
honestly,
Dez Bryant treatment. I don't know.
No. I think he lingers until someone goes down. Teams are either committed to a young dude or they've locked up their veteran already. There's not really any real vacancy. Is Cleveland going to give him Baker Mayfield? No. Cincinnati Cincinnati would have pulled the trigger already if they were going to do it, right? Pittsburgh, Big Ben's coming back. Lamar Jackson is over there in Baltimore.
Trent.
Right.
The Patriots don't have the cap space. The Jets have Darnold. The Bills have Allen. And Miami, who do they have down there? Is it Fitzmagic
They
still?
have
Nobody.
number
I
5
think
pick.
they got Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic.
They have Fitzpatrick and the number 5 pick in the draft.
Hold on. Fitzmagic killed the Patriots dynasty last year. Let's just acknowledge that and thank him for his service. He killed it.
You said thank you for your service.
Thank that man for his service.
Lady George talked me into buying tickets to that game, by the way.
Oh my
She said
God.
she talked you out of buying tickets.
Into.
We're going to go to that game.
Oh God.
I was dead set on it because I felt like it was going to be Brady's last home game.
It
Yeah.
was.
He was like, nah,
It
it's not his
was.
regular season home game. He got a playoff game the week after.
Oh my God. It was so bad.
I was so mad at
That's
that
what he
game.
does though. Fitzmagic literally lurks and just fucks things up.
Yeah,
and
he
then
has
he
one
vanishes.
good game a year and it fucks over somebody you really love.
But let's thank that man for his service. So I think Miami wants to hold on to him a little bit. But I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on Cam. So I think
I
Cam
don't think
holds
so
out.
either.
I think Cam remains unsigned, working out, staying healthy until Bridgewater's knee goes the other way again, and then he gets signed.
Ugh.
Oh God.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely think that the Panthers did not think that shit through.
I think the Panthers are a shit show and have been for a long time, and
Yeah.
the way that they let him go was not good. They couldn't find a trade partner.
Well,
One,
that was even funnier that they weren't going to trade him to DC. They managed to trade their backup there.
I don't know if DC wanted him,
Well, yeah, because Riverboat Ron is the coach there now.
but Riverboat Ron inherited him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember, Cam is defined not by all the great things he's done. He's defined by not jumping on that fumble.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
and complaining about hard hits too. And then
To
you
be
don't get
fair,
this call.
to be fair, they were headshotting him. Like
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
they were not
Cam was
protecting him
getting
at
his
all
ass
as a
beat,
quarterback.
man.
He was getting pummeled.
That is the only way to put it. Cam was getting his ass kicked
Cam
on a religious basis.
and they were letting it happen. So I didn't blame him for bitching about that. He was right. There's no way you're hitting Tom Brady in the head like that.
No
But-
way at all.
But Cam, oh no, you go ahead and headshot this guy. Hold him up and headshot him.
Let me just say this real quick, because you mentioned him not jumping on that fumble in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that shit either, and
Hold
I'll
on.
tell you why. There was a guy by the name of Johnny Knox who played for the Chicago Bears. Dove on a fumble, never played another down of football again.
You know what?
Yeah.
The way it's being framed, because you got to remember, people don't like Cam as it is. I didn't say I defined him. I said he's defined. So
Yeah.
it's the biggest game of your life, and this is a fumble, ball's on the ground, and you show anything less than maximum effort. Already, you got to think that people don't like him because he's a flamboyant black guy. So it just
Right.
brought more into the narrative that he's a showboaty black guy who won't do the work.
Oh no. My
Right.
thing is, I get that.
Yeah.
I totally understand
No,
it.
I understand his injury concern. It's
However-
a legitimate concern.
I ain't doing that shit.
You know what though? The next
Yeah.
year, the bigger concern for him was that he was getting headshot.
Right.
I mean, shit. It's really one of those things. Like he's damned if he doesn't do it, he's damned if he does do it. He could possibly that could be the last play of his career.
Right.
But if you're
Right.
gonna
Right.
go out, you want to go out. That's the game you want to go out in. You got hurt during the fucking Super Bowl. I mean,
Crazy.
it's a contact sport, man. You gotta, and he's a big boy too. So it's not like you had Josh Rosen jumping on it.
No.
And that kid, he just keeps getting shipped all over the place. He
That's
won't
because-
be in the league after next season.
He needs to go to a team that doesn't need him. That's
Right.
the thing. They keep sending him to shitty teams, and he keeps not doing well because the team sucks. They need to send
Well,
him to
yeah,
a team
like-
that can develop him. I think he's not a bad passer. I just think he needs to develop.
I don't think he's a bad passer either, but he's a young kid who can't keep his mouth shut as well.
Yeah.
Eh,
And he
he's not the first
has a
one.
problem with being disinterested a lot too.
Like I
has a-
said, look at where he's been. Right? He's not in centers of football excellence. He's in shithole Arizona and shithole Miami is where they sent him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then they named him the starter for the rest of the season, and then oh wait, one quarter afterwards they yank him for Fitzmagic.
So let's fast forward. Let's send him to somewhere like Tampa working under Tom Brady. Let's send him to San
New
Diego
England.
LA to work under Phillip Rivers. Let's send him somewhere with an established quarterback that lets him develop in the backup role for a couple years and then talk about it. Don't throw him into a shit heap and then expect him to flourish. Like that's not how that shit works. There's too many top pick quarterbacks that get picked by these shitty teams who have no pieces around them and they get ruined, like David Carr. Remember him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, David Carr
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
a bad quarterback, but he was on a terrible team, and he's been sacked more than any quarterback in freaking human history. So that affects
he
you,
was
man.
still getting sacked when he was the backup for the Giants. I mean,
yeah.
by Texans opponents.
Like, so I'm telling you, it's where the quarterback goes affects how they develop a lot. You had a lot of people who probably would have been busts had they ended up somewhere else.
Right.
Uh-huh.
There are some exceptions to the rule.
All right, look, we're not invoking Jamarcus Russell or Ryan Leaf. Those guys sucked. No
They
ifs,
were
ands, or buts
awful.
about it.
Johnny Manziel,
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah, well, let's hold on.
Matt
it
Leinart.
shouldn't have been a
Hold
first
on.
rounder.
Matt Leinart he was risk adverse. Johnny Manziel had an obvious substance abuse problem that everyone overlooked. Had he gone to a team that had someone like Buddy Ryan, who will call you out on your substance abuse, instead of a place like Cleveland, who just looked the other way, he might have been salvageable.
Maybe.
Because
And the
Chris Carter got cut by the Eagles. Hall of Fame wide receiver, Ohio State Buckeye Chris Carter was cut by Buddy Ryan from the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was the
He
first
couldn't get
round
his shit
selection
together.
because he couldn't get his shit together with the drugs, and that's what saved his life. So Johnny Manziel never had that. He never got it from his parents. He never got it from anyone in the league. He was, he's a grown man. He's got to deal with that. But his talent was wasted because he's been enabled. Had he gone to a team like Pittsburgh or some other place that has some kind of structure around him, he might have been okay, or maybe not.
Who knows?
But I'm not going to say he was going to be a burnout, a washout just because. But Jamarcus Russell's work ethic was shit, so he was going to be a washout. And you had Ryan Leaf, who was a shithead, so he was going to be a washout. You got those guys who just had character and
had more of a painkiller problem than anything.
Yeah. And then there's shit. Who's another first round pick that you talking about? Leinart. Leinart he was scared.
Yeah.
He was scared. I look at Reggie Bush as more of a bust than Matt Leinart.
What about RG3?
RG3, another one.
I don't think the RG3 is a bust, honestly.
I do think he's a bust.
And the reason why I say he's not a bust is because
Shanahan rounded him into the ground.
He got thrown under the bus.
No,
That's
he didn't.
exactly.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
He got his ass whooped.
Hold on. Why? Why did he get his ass whooped? Because he was a piece of shit. Let me tell you why. Because I watched this whole thing go down. I was actually in the area for this whole thing. RG3 was so fond of RG3 that RG3 couldn't and wouldn't ever accept accountability for things that RG3 did. So when RG3 lost his offensive line because RG3 kept throwing them under the bus to the media because RG3 was buddies with Daniel Snyder, they left him out to dry. RG3 was RG3's worst enemy, not because he lacked the physical tools, but because he lacked the interpersonal skills to understand that as a quarterback in the NFL, when you take a sack, that's partly on you. That when you throw an interception, that's partly on you. You got to accept that. You can't habitually throw everyone under the bus and never accept blame for things you've done and expect everyone around you to be okay. And this became really apparent when he got sacked and his offensive linemen huddled around him and not a single one reached down to pick him up. Like, they didn't huddle around him to protect him. That's just where the huddle was forming. He was on the ground right there. So that's RG3. RG3 happened to RG3. Daniel Snyder happened to RG3. Shanahan did what he could to protect RG3. Shanahan didn't want to play RG3 when his knee went out. RG3 went to Snyder to force Shanahan to let him play. So I can't go with RG3 as a victim of circumstance. RG3 is a victim of RG3.
All right. How about
Fair enough.
top round picks being bust? Winston and Mariota.
Winston is
Winston is hard to call, man, because Winston is a live gun.
Winston,
he's gonna throw it no matter what.
So
but
we're
then
talking
again,
about.
he was also in an offense where can you name the Bucs starting running back last season?
Hold on. Were we talking about
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, the human being, or Jameis Winston, the football player? Because
The
they're two
football
different
player.
people. Because the football player Brett Favre was the same way, except Brett Favre won.
Yeah.
Brett Favre still
You
holds the
can't really
interception
argue
record.
with that. That's something that you can't argue with.
Brett Favre still holds the interception record. Had Brett Favre not won that Super Bowl early in his career, there's no way Green Bay would have held on to him.
No.
So Jameis Winston, who I don't like, by the way, because he's a shitty human being, but him as a player, he threw a lot of touchdowns. He did ball out. He just was an absolute liability when it came to turnovers, just like Brett Favre.
5,000 yards passing this season, 30 touchdowns, and 30 interceptions.
picks.
He is also throwing the ball like 45 times a game.
There you go.
Yeah, he was.
So
Because they're playing from behind a lot.
now Mariota,
And they didn't have a running back.
Mariota underachieved, but I'm not going to call him a bust. Those two guys were the only quarterbacks that had any shot at doing anything in the league for their year, for their draft year. There was no talent coming out that year. It was a dice roll, right? And those two guys got overhyped way too much. But they've reached their ceilings. Mariota is a backup. He's a game manager at best. He's injury prone. Winston is a freaking live gun, and you never know what he's going to do on any given play, if it's going to be glory or gore. But he's going to do something. So, which way do you want to die? Do you want to die via boring ass game manager a la Matt Leinart, or do you want to die via explosive Brett Favre, 15 turnovers in one game? How do you want to go?
And how many sacks and
That's just so. I mean, the thing about Jameis is he's normally available. He's normally healthy. Can't say that about Mariota. Mariota missed a lot of time due to injury.
I'm not sure if Jameis ever missed more than 5 games.
Yeah, he hasn't missed a lot of games. He's a big strong guy. He's a shithead. He's durable, but he's just you never
I don't
knew.
think he's been signed yet.
So no, he's not. So Jameis is another one of those guys like Cam is going to persist until somebody goes down and they need a quarterback, because he really was kind of like, fuck it, let's throw it in and see what happens. I mean, that's really exactly what Brett Favre did for like a number of years. Fuck it, let's see what happens. If I throw it hard enough, the defender won't get to it.
I mean, the man had 2 All-Pro receivers also.
He did.
Yeah, and that's what
two
excites
Pro
me the
Bowl
most about
receivers.
And he
That's
had
what excites
Holmgren.
me the most about Brady going to Tampa next season is Godwin and Evans, and then Cameron Brate and OJ Howard as his tight ends. He's got
weapons.
Yeah, he's finally got weapons.
Their defense has to show up though.
Defense is actually pretty solid in Tampa Bay, but it's Tampa Bay, so I expect nothing.
Yeah. I mean, Brady's excited to throw to something besides Julian Edelman's corpse. So
How are they handling that breakup? Is Julian Edelman going to be okay? How are they handling that?
Jules is probably going to be the offensive captain going into next season.
He might be the quarterback next season.
Just because he played quarterback at Kent State.
Kent State produced some pretty good players, man. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they did.
Pretty good guys. So, all right, what's the next topic here?
We were going to have you talk about your Eagles.
All right,
real quick.
So
Eagles.
The Eagles, right? So Howie Roseman thinks our wide receivers are fine. So there's a lot of grief within the Eagles media space about Alshon Jeffrey. Now, Brandon, just go ahead, get it all out right now. Just go ahead, do your thing with Alshon Jeffrey. Go do your thing.
Thank you for taking him. That's all I got.
He did help us get a ring, so I'm going to accept your thanks. But I'm also going to say he's injury prone, and he's that random voice in the locker room way too often. And there's a lot of speculation that he may be trying to undermine the young Carson Wentz, but he's still there. So Roseman.
And wait a minute, I'm not to cut you off.
No, go for it, man.
But yeah, exactly. That sounds about right. Because I mean, and I don't think he ever pulled that shit with Cutler, because he had way too many other people in the locker room who were getting his shit if he did. But I can speak to him being injury prone.
He is injury prone.
Because his rookie year in Chicago, I think he may have played in 6 games.
Yeah.
His second year, I think he played in 12. But he misses time every year. It never fails.
No, a lot of players do. The thing is, he played through injury a lot for the Eagles. But this most recent year, he was so ineffective with that foot injury. Like his foot injury was so bad it affected his hands, which is bad because when you got Nelson Aguilar out there, you need every reception that you can get, because anything you throw his way is vanishing into the void. By the way, enjoy Nelson Aguilar, Las Vegas. Hope you like drop passes and back-breaking fumbles, because that's
what you're going to get.
That's what you're going to get. He's going to show you how awesome he is, and then properly fumble. He's amazing.
Like, he will make an exciting play, and then the next one you'll want to shoot him in the face.
In the face. And the next play.
A playoff game with his hands.
Yeah, he doesn't need hands. He's a wide receiver. He doesn't need hands. But so
speak fast.
The Eagles, a lot of the fans believe the Eagles had the worst receiving core last year. And if you look at who they fielded throughout the season, absolutely. If you look at who started the season, no. If you look at who started the season,
I have the same problem too.
Yeah, everyone died. So yeah, when you're like when you're going to Wegmans to pick up your wide receivers, because they're moving shopping carts, there's going to be a drop off in talent. Deshaun Jackson went down in like week freaking 2 and didn't come back. You had Alshon Jeffrey playing through injury for so long, they just said, fuck it, shut him down. You had Thega Whiteside, who just was terrible. You had Nelson Aguilar, who was just terrible. You had guys showing up in the practice squad.
We could have gone out there and played and been fine.
To be honest, the reason the Eagles had any success last year with those receivers was because Carson Wentz is that good. But when you talk about the starters, that receiving core wasn't bad. So Eagles fans have their opinions because that's what fans do, and they believe that the Eagles need to revamp their entire receiving core, which I partially agree with, right? But they wanted to sign the free agent, and it's like, all right, you can't want to get young and sign free agents like that. They kind of don't go together because the young free agents that are good are sticking with their teams. They get the AJ Greens, who's also injury prone at this point in his career. You know, those are the guys that you want to pursue. DeAndre Hopkins shouldn't even happen. Oh my
God! Can we please talk about that?
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna round back around to that because that was piracy right there. That's piracy.
I think Bill O'Brien knows he's getting fired and doesn't fucking care.
I think the Belichick coaching tree has produced some of the most interesting fruit the NFL's ever seen.
Yeah, and speaking of which, everybody's saying, well, as long as O'Brien's drunk, why don't we con him into trading Watson to New England?
I honestly thought it was going to happen.
I thought it was going to happen too. I would be okay with Deshaun Watson being our starting quarterback.
Yeah, Watson wants out, but either way, the Eagles lost out on him to the Cardinals for like 2 draft picks, and it's because Howie Roseman felt.
And David Johnson.
Well, and Dave, yeah, but he's on his decline. But it's the Eagles felt, Howie Roseman felt that the existing receiving core and whatever they're going to pursue in the draft is going to be good enough with the rest of the team to make it happen. That they didn't want to the draft that actually is happening.
Wait, that's good enough.
Well,
yeah.
The Eagles. This is a receiver-heavy draft. So the chances of the Eagles striking out this year, like every year, are slimmer than normal.
Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs.
I mean, there's a few that are like next level great, or potentially great, but then there's a lot of really good receivers. Now, as a Patriots fan, Ken, you should be aware that you don't need a stud. You just need a series of really good players who do their job.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Right.
That's why we're not excited about the fact that we don't have a second round pick. We have a bunch of 3rd and 4th, and we'll spend them there.
Yeah. So, and I think the Eagles are following something similar. Tying up a lot of money in the receiver position isn't what they really want to do with a stud. But if they can get a Jeudy or a Ruggs or something like that, hell yeah, go for it. But I mean, let's be honest.
Go for it.
This is my take, and I will take it to the grave. Elite receivers don't win Super Bowls in this era.
Terrell Owens
didn't win one. Didn't win one. Antonio Brown didn't win one. Julio Jones didn't win one. Megatron didn't win one. Chris Carter didn't win one.
Yeah, that's true.
Name another elite receiver.
Larry Fitzgerald
didn't win one.
Yeah.
Isaac Bruce won one.
Isaac Bruce wasn't elite like those guys though. He was good.
Yeah.
Torrey Holt was also good. Neither one of those guys were elite. They were just really good. Like
you could also make an argument that Marshall Faulk had more to do with that.
And Marshall Faulk absolutely had more to do with that than they did.
Yeah.
So you don't need a Julio Jones. You need a bunch of little elements that can just kind of get open and catch the ball, which was a huge problem for the Eagles, the second part. So they believe they get guys who can actually catch the fucking ball that will be okay. And I agree with that. The Eagles also were able to pick up Darius Big Play Slay. We rescued him from Matt Patricia in Detroit. Another of Belichick's coaching loin fruit who sucks. And Jason
3-12-1. Yeah.
And he probably would have stayed in Detroit had Patricia not absolutely rubbed him the wrongest of ways.
Oh yeah.
And he had every reason to be pissed off with him too.
Because he did a couple things, right? So this guy's working out with Richard Sherman and who else was it? It was another like elite cornerback, and he was working out with him. And Patricia's response to this was like, "Why are you working out with those guys? You're not on their level." And it's like,
No,
What?
and then there was another thing where he was praising a receiver,
Yeah.
and then
It was
Patricia
a-
said, "Quit sucking his dick."
Yeah, a young receiver had got him a couple times in practice, and he was giving the dude his props, like, hey, good job, which is what you do as a teammate. And Patricia, apparently having the interpersonal skills of a goddamn cactus, decided that was not going to be acceptable and shit on him in front of everyone. Put it on the screen and shit on him in front of everyone. So Patricia, like I said, another one of those brain children from Belichick's coaching tree. All the scorn and hatred of a Belichick, none of the skill. None of the credentials. You can be.
Fuck all that. You got to see me, bro. You
Listen,
can't say
hold
no
on.
shit like that to
Oh
me.
no, let's be real. If Bill Belichick would say some shit with his 6 fucking rings, 8 rings really, are you
Yeah.
going to question him? Probably not.
Him? No.
No.
Matt Patricia, on the other hand,
Yeah.
I'm fucking you up.
Yeah.
We got some shit to talk about physically. Like
seriously. So he
Like,
was a
how
pro
did
though.
he get a head coaching job?
Yeah.
He got a head coaching job after he gave up 375 yards passing to Nick fucking Foles in the Super Bowl.
That was a good game.
How?
That was a great game, by the way.
like bitch.
You remember
How do you hire him?
because they're Detroit. Remember, no matter who you are, you can go, at least we're not Detroit.
Yep, you got me there.
There you go. So we also picked up Javon Hargrave, who they call the Gravedigger, out of Pittsburgh, a big old defensive tackle to put next to Fletcher Cox. So that's going to be a bestial tackle rotation if Malik Jackson comes back healthy. And we also picked up Nickel Ruby Coleman because the Rams.
Oh,
did
Mr. Blake PI.
Did the refs call it?
No.
Then fuck them. All right. So.
Now that we've pissed off all the Saints fans that used to listen to the show.
Yeah, fuck those guys too. All right, so they picked him up. They also let Malcolm Jenkins walk. They let Jason Peters go, and this is because Jalen Mills, who was never that great of a cornerback, he didn't have the speed really to be a cornerback, and as a result, he bit on moves a lot to try to anticipate, which got him burned on double moves, which he didn't have the speed, so he can never recover. But he played safety in college a bit, so they're going to move him into the hybrid position that Malcolm Jenkins played. Because let's be real, Malcolm Jenkins is a failed cornerback who slid into that hybrid position and became very good at what he does. And I don't see why this plays out any different. I believe he becomes the next Malcolm Jenkins in that sense of being able to play multiple roles on the field because he's a short tackler. He does have adequate coverage skills to take out your tight end. He's big. He's not a little guy. And Jenkins wasn't super fast either. So, I mean, he fills the role. He fills the role well. How they let Jenkins go, people were reminiscent of Brian Dawkins, but don't compare Malcolm Jenkins and Brian Dawkins ever. They're not the same guy. Brian Dawkins is 10 times what Malcolm Jenkins is. And Jenkins, I like Jenkins. But don't compare him to Dawkins. Dawkins was still very, very good when I let him walk because he still made like 2 Pro Bowls afterward. I don't think Jenkins makes a Pro Bowl in New Orleans. Not as a safety.
Probably not.
But Jason Peters, he walks. He's still unsigned, as far as I know. It would be
Well, he's
wise. Well, it would be wise for Tampa to kick the tires on him because yes, he's old, and if you compare what he is now to what he was, there's a huge drop off. But if you look at what he is now compared to other left tackles, he's still very good. So if
Which
you
is
want
why I
to,
think the Bears should go after him.
Bears should, but the Bears won't. It'll be Tampa. Because remember, he's a free agent, so he can sign wherever he wants to.
Right.
If he goes to Tampa, that's going to increase his chance at another trip to the big game.
Yeah.
And
Tom
because if there's anything that's going to hurt Tampa is their inability to protect Tom Brady.
Yeah, I agree.
He's somehow less mobile than Jameis Winston, which I didn't think was possible. But Tom Brady, Tom Brady does Tom Brady things. So if he's not going to have the protection that the offensive line of New England, granted him. So bringing Jason Peters in helps a hell of a lot with his blind side. But if you get him in, but he may want to reunite with Nick Foles. You get him in Chicago, it could certainly help. It could certainly help. I don't know where he goes. He had to go last year. Probably should have been gone the year prior. But just like Sproles, I understand wanting to give it one more go for the veteran to get another ship. You know what I'm saying? To finish it healthy. I understand the sentiment of wanting him and Sproles to play in the game because they were out for the Super Bowl. Both of them were hurt.
Yeah.
So I get that sentiment, but the business is the business, and Sproles retired, hung it up, and we'll see where Peters goes. He's a Hall of Famer, without a doubt, first ballot, in my opinion. But we'll see where he ends up if he ends up anywhere. Buffalo might fuck with him. I don't know.
Maybe. Hey, we lost Gianni, by the way.
Oh, she'll be back. I'll send her the link to the thing.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's like I said, it is what it is. Eagles are doing
Yeah.
okay. Eagles
Yeah,
are doing
I-
okay in free agency. Have you been tracking? Oh wait, you have been tracking. Brandon, tell us about your Bears.
Okay. So we had a few signings. Some of them I wasn't too thrilled about. Others I got a little bit excited about. We signed Robert Quinn from the Cowboys. He's another defensive end, so we got somebody to go on the other side of Khalil Mack.
That's going to be
Okay.
dangerous. That's going to be dangerous.
We let Leonard Floyd go, who's not a bad football player. He's just not a good pass rusher.
Okay.
Then we signed Jimmy Graham, and when we signed Jimmy Graham, I was like, okay, what the fuck are we doing?
You mean the ghost of Jimmy Graham?
The shambling corpse.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard
I
Jimmy
mean,
Graham's name
something
in
like
like
that.
2 years, dude.
But we signed Jimmy Graham, and I'm just and of course, like my first thought is, okay, what the fuck are we doing? But also at the same time, we didn't have a productive tight end on the team at all last year.
No, you didn't.
Not one. Trey Burton was hurt the entire year. Adam Shaheen is big for the fuck nothing. And the rest of the guys were no names. Like they came off the practice squad, off the street, out of somebody's bed, whatever.
Damn, Brandon, did you change your name to Dylon? Because you're spitting fire, son.
Not hot.
I didn't. But
Fire.
then came this signing. We traded for Nick Foles.
And it's
We
22
traded
million.
we traded for Nick Foles. The trade was for the 4th round compensatory pick that we were supposed to get in this coming draft.
Oh.
And for about 5 minutes, I was mad as fuck. Like I was hot.
Yeah, he was
And
hot.
then I was like, you know what? That really ain't that bad.
He was super hot on Facebook. He was
Like
super salty on
Like,
Facebook.
at first, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't? And here's the reason why I was mad. I wasn't mad that we signed him. I was more mad at the fact that we didn't wait until Jacksonville released him
Yeah.
because he was gonna get released anyway. Same thing with Cam Newton.
Yep.
So
I'm not mad at the moves that the Bears made, but I'm a little bit pissed off at their timing.
Not mad, just disappointed.
So
Yeah.
So allow me to reiterate my Nick Foles take, because I as an Eagles fan, I've seen both sides of Nick Foles, and this was a concern. And Kenny, please, I know your recall is amazing, but I remember saying, if Jacksonville can build the right system around him, Nick Foles can do great things. If not, it is not going to work. I remember saying
Well,
that.
I mean, yeah, you did say that, and then first quarter of his first game as a Jaguar, he got his clavicle broken.
He got his on a
On a
touchdown.
play where he threw a touchdown.
On a touchdown.
Yeah,
Yes. So.
but I mean, then you had Minshew Mania, and he was done.
Well, beyond Minshew Mania, I think who's the coach down there?
Doug Marrone.
Yeah, fraud. He doesn't have the offensive chops to really the biggest thing about someone like Nick Foles is you need a Doug Peterson or Frank Reich to really game plan around him. Because remember when he first came in for Wentz, it wasn't that great. Like they had to figure out how to capitalize on what he was good at. That
Yep.
Raiders game in Oakland was trash. It was he played some bad games until the playoffs, in which case he came out hot because they figured out how to use him. But you need a coach who has the innovation who can do that, and I don't think Marrone can do it. I don't think a lot of the coaches can do it. I think
And you figure-
Nagy might be able to do it if his brain isn't broken anymore. I think someone like Arians can do it. I think there's a few coaches that have the balls that know how to just say fuck it and cater their system to a player instead of making a player cater to their system. I think coaches get way too hung up on their system and don't play to their players' strengths the way they should.
And
Yeah.
on that note, let me go ahead and just stand on my soapbox for a hot second.
Give it to us.
So, with what you just said coaches need to play to their players' strengths, right?
I also said
Or
Nagy's brain might be
in so
broken.
many words.
I also
You
said
also
Nagy's
said
brain.
that yes. So in that vein, here's what I'm gonna go ahead and
Fuck
say.
Matt Nagy up.
Dog, in so many games, I wanted to literally go home just to fight him.
No, he said this multiple times on Facebook.
Like on
Oh.
more than one occasion, I wanted to go home and literally fight this man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand Mitch Trubisky is not that guy right now. Like I get it. But at the same time, you did not play this guy to his strengths. Like, seriously.
No, his play calling was terrible.
No, the play calling was really bad.
All season
really
long.
bad. Really bad.
All season long. Like, and you know what? The good thing about this whole coronavirus shit is that the NFL did something special and they gave Game Pass to everyone for free.
Wait, so you can go back and watch all the Bears' failures from the past season?
Oh my God, dude, that was dark. That was dark.
First of all, fuck you. But that, I mean, you're right. But also, you can go back and look at the games from 2018, and you can see the difference in play calling.
Yeah.
You can see the difference in execution as well. Now, again, Trubisky really didn't do himself many favors, but at the same time, he's got a coach who's not doing shit to help him.
Well, he's still got PTSD from the double doink.
Exactly. So the coach ain't doing shit to help himself either.
No,
Go ahead.
I
Doink.
recall
Doink.
discussing this quite a bit with you in the past about the double doink breaking his brain and how it wasn't healthy to relive that moment over and
Oh.
over and to drag everyone else along with you. Remember, he was making him play it at the end of every practice during camp,
Yep.
and I denoted how unhealthy that was.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
were like, "It's gonna be okay," and I was like, "I don't know, man." And then it turned out to not be okay.
On so many levels too. Like,
Dude, I called that
for
shit.
real.
I
Like,
super called that shit.
yeah, you called that
Super
shit.
called it.
I super fucking
like
called that
the
shit.
shit that trips me out is that like the defense wasn't affected nearly as much as offense and special teams
Because
were.
he calls offense.
Exactly. And I think I said this shit to you guys not too long ago. Matter of fact, right after we traded for Nick Foles. Why the fuck would you fire your offensive coordinator who wasn't calling the plays?
Because you can fire him and save yourself.
What fucking sense does that shit
Well,
make?
Easy.
about-
Matt Nagy still has a job. That's why.
Well, no, it's exactly like what Buffalo did a few years ago when Rex Ryan fired Greg Roman so that he knew nobody else could take over for him. It's creating job security.
It really is, though, because
Exactly
Rex
what it
Ryan
is.
did do that grimy shit. He did do that grimy
Yeah, he
shit.
did.
He did do
Fired
that
his
grimy
offensive
shit.
coordinator. Just
And
to
it
keep
really
his
wasn't
own
on
job.
him.
No. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
exactly.
I don't know if I should be more mad at Matt Nagy or if I should be more mad at Ryan Pace. But considering that Matt Nagy is making all of these calls on the field, it's got to be on him.
So Pace is
Matt
getting you
Nagy.
talent. No, Pace is getting you talent, with the
Yeah,
exception.
he's definitely getting
Now,
talent.
with the exception of the Trubisky trade to move up, which I will never be okay with.
We'll never stop clowning.
We'll
that
never
one.
stop clowning
I'm
that
sorry.
shit because I was dumb. But
3
I
picks to move up
give
one
y'all
spot.
free reign to do so because that was fucking dumb.
look,
It was.
I'm not mad at the reach for an athletic prospect. I am mad at what you gave up to get somebody nobody was going for. But Pace is giving you
Exactly.
pieces. This is all on Nagy. Right? So
This
You
has got
can't
to be
be mad
a
at
major
Pace.
break here for
you
him.
can't be mad at Pace. But this is possibly Nagy's last year, I think.
I would agree.
I gotta agree myself, man. Like, come on, man. Oh my god. Like he kind of, I kind of feel like he sabotaged the kid last year, man.
He kind of did, but I don't think he meant to do it.
Yeah, he did.
I think he was so gun shy and PTSD'd from that double doink. I think it literally changed who he was as a human being. I don't think this is like, I don't think that this is one of those things that comes out when he's coaching. I think it literally changed how he goes with his day-to-day life.
He got the yips.
Like he probably sees Dink and Doink show up on his Facebook feed and has like to go to a safe space just like there's something really wrong with him at this point. He needs to take a break. He needs a sabbatical where he can sit in the tent and sweat out all the ghosts and demons in his body because he is not okay right now. Like I'm concerned as a human. He's not okay.
He came in hot in 2018, man.
He did. He makes that kick you guys win.
Yeah,
most definitely. But then again, there's a lot of plays in that game that could have been made where we would have won that game.
Correct. Yeah. However, Trubisky is a clutch guy at the end of the day. He plays like ass until it matters, and he focuses and he plays well, which is a problem. But Nagy didn't call a bad game. He didn't start calling bad games until
the double doink.
After the double doink.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not disagreeing. Like, that's the fucked up part. I'm not disagreeing.
Like I don't think I've ever seen a single play define a coach that much. Like not like his career, but like the human. I can't think of another like Andy Reid with the shitty clock management. Yeah, Andy had fun with it. He never he made jokes about it and all
that's
the other
just
things.
Who he is,
he owned it, but it didn't shatter his psyche. I mean, I don't think I've seen a coach have his psyche shattered like that. It's alarming. Someone needs to like really get him to a therapist. That's not okay.
Nagy has malfunctioned.
He's broken, dude. But now, if he can unbreak himself, like let's say like you get coaching unit JC 9-7 out there, right?
That's not gonna fucking happen. let's just say that now. That is not gonna happen.
He's a good coach, though. He's a great offensive coach. To be honest with you. Coaching unit.
Go 10-7. Jim Caldwell is your guy.
Jim Caldwell's, he's not a great head coach, but he's a good OC.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So, and we don't call him Jim Caldwell. We call him Coaching Unit JC 9-7 because he just
for the reasons I just stated. Yeah.
He's the living embodiment of what happens if you just ask Madden every time. What should I do? Ask Madden. But no, I think Nagy, if he was able to make it to a therapist and work those demons out and get back into where he can coach with confidence in himself and his team, then Chicago can go far, man. I think the team has way too much talent to be underachieving the way it is. But if Matt Nagy's still going to have these hangups from that one play 2 years ago, then the only way to help him is to get rid of him and let him find peace on his own. But Nick Foles requires special care and feeding. He just does. Mm-hmm. But when you do what you got to do, he's lights out. He really is. That one interception he threw in the Super Bowl was because Alshon Jeffrey, of course, toaster hands it right into the best cornerback in football's hands. Can't be too mad about that. But he did.
Yeah, I'm glad we still have that best cornerback in football.
Throwing his way is a waste.
Yeah, he can cover the ocean.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and if I may for a minute, look, everybody says that I should just give up and go be a Bucs fan, and I'm not having that.
No one said that, Giddy.
No, not you particularly.
Other Patriots
people. I was about to say, damn well I didn't say that.
Dude, we have an insurrection going on.
You got to embrace the suck, brother.
That's because y'all have Brady's fans and not Patriots fans.
Yeah, no, they're Brady fans.
That's why no one likes your team or your fans. But you're cool though. We love you though.
What's that?
So you're cool. We love you though. But the rest of the Patriots fans can go fuck off.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm just happy that all the Fairweathers are going south so that we can get cheaper ticket prices. So anyway.
Oh yeah.
We retained the core of the defense. We've got Stephen Gilmore. We've got the McCourty twins. We've got J.C. Jackson and Patrick Chung. He of the bump and run coverage. We kept Dante
I just got
Hightower. Yeah, remember. Come on, I've made that joke before.
No, it was the Coke. Remember he got busted for Coke? You guys remember that? He had like a bunch of Coke in his house.
Yeah. So we lost Jamie Collins and Kyle Van Noy in the linebacking core, but we did keep Dante Hightower. He's the captain of the linebacking core. We've got a star in the making in Chase Winovich, and I'm excited about his future.
That was an ugly human being.
We traded out Danny Shelton for Bo Allen, so we'll see how that goes.
Wait, Bo Allen, really?
Yeah, we got Bo Allen.
Oh wow, he's a good rotational guy. He's not a good starter.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When between him and what we get in the draft, I figure we'll be fine.
Okay.
If you want a defensive heavy team and that's going to grind out ugly 16-14 type games, this is what the Patriots' reality is now. We're going to roll with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback, Stid the Kid, or as some people have called him, Studham. Yeah, that's a bad joke.
Didn't you guys sign
I
Hoyer
don't
again?
know anyone who's ever called him that.
No, neither do I.
Go
No.
on the Patriots subreddit.
Well, why would I do that? Why would I do that to myself?
I don't know, for amusement.
Oh, no, man. I didn't just sleep at night. Coronavirus, I can't be dealing with coronavirus and the Patriots subreddit. That's just too much.
But yeah, I think the team is still well positioned. We need to get a tight end or two badly.
Let's draft.
But it's a good draft for tight ends. It's a good draft for receivers.
Mhm.
We still have some good young weapons to go along with Julian Edelman. N'Keal Harry showed flashes of brilliance in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers has a chemistry with Jarrett Stidham that was evident in their preseason snaps together.
All right.
And we still have the legend of Gunnar Olszewski.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, we went over this guy. He was like a walk-on or something, and
Yeah,
like the Rudy storyline
exactly.
plays out. And
Wait,
shit.
time out. Say that name one more time.
Gunnar Olszewski.
Gunnar Olszewski.
Olszewski.
Gunnar.
Yeah,
His parents
he,
named him Gunnar.
He was not going to make the team. The team was going to cut him originally to make room for Antonio Brown. And then they traded Demaryius Thomas to the Jets, and apparently a spot opened up.
Who's
Well,
the
that's
one
right.
ref whose name we fucked up like a lot?
The thing is, though, is Antonio Brown, so it was a slot open anyway at the end of the day.
Exactly. So Gunnar
He's
made
not
the team
wrong.
because Antonio Brown did.
Dude,
But
Bruce
so-
Arian has said, under no terms will Antonio Brown show up in Tampa.
Is he coming in. Yeah. So, and we do have the hardest schedule in the NFL in 2020, but so does the rest of the AFC East. We have the 1, 2, 4, and 5th hardest schedules in the NFL in that division this year.
Sure you do.
So, on paper, yeah, they play the NFC West and the AFC West this season.
And to be fair, NFC West is kind of bestial nowadays, man.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of bestial. So, Russell Wilson's that
But I
guy.
figure,
I mean, look out for the Cardinals. They might go 8-8 this year.
Maybe.
hey, yeah, I mean, the Patriots could probably grind out 10-6, 9-7 at worst, I think, and win the AFC East again. Fight me,
That depends on Buffalo. That depends on if Josh Allen decided he's done shitting his brains out.
If Josh Allen is going to have Stephen Diggs to throw to, and that's probably pretty good for him.
Let's just hope that his coach doesn't forget that he can run.
Unlike Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl again.
Unlike fucking Matt Nagy.
That too. Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. Go ahead, Kenny.
But speaking of coaching, we still have the greatest coach of all time. So I am not as worried as some people think I should be about the football season coming up.
I don't think y'all got shit to worry about anyway.
No,
Like,
honestly, the only people worried were the Pink Hats, to be honest.
exactly. Like, let's be real about it. Like, let's call a spade a spade. There's nobody who makes better adjustments than Bill Belichick.
Exactly, and that's why I'm not panicking. Pink hats are shitting their pants.
Yeah, the
And
sky is not falling.
But we don't like those people.
No.
We don't like the Pink Hats.
Yeah, well, no, they're going to go buy Buccaneers jerseys this year, so they won't be a problem.
Good.
Yeah, so fuck them. Get them out of here. Thank you, Tom, for going to Tampa and taking them all with you.
Tell us how you really feel about it, Kenny.
I think I just did.
Okay. You all right, man?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I'm going to be like Kenny Rogers on this one and know when to fold them.
oh
walk
man,
away
he
and
checked out at the most opportune time. He was like, "What? Pandemic? Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Done with
Like,
this shit."
Yep, it's time.
You know, it's a
You
good
always see
time
that.
to just check out. It's right now. I'm gonna just check out. I don't need that. Leave that behind. They can throw that away. I'm done.
Yeah. Kenny Rogers did check out at the best possible
I am
time.
taking this towel though. This is a nice towel.
Did you ever see that Kenny Rogers jackass on Mad TV years ago?
God no. Oh my God,
No.
Matt TV. Holy shit, no.
He just
Wow.
it
That's a
was
throwback.
Dude, I
Will
can't remember.
Sasso dressed up.
What was
Will
it?
Sasso
Stewart?
dressed
What was his
up
name? What was the guy's name?
Michael McDonald. I think.
No. The recurring character was a Stewart.
Oh, the recurring, not the actor who played him. Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
recurring.
Stewart.
Yeah,
Dude!
yeah, that was weird. Mad TV was weird.
Well, yeah, they did a thing called Kenny Rogers Jackass, and yeah, it's just as hilarious.
I'm
as it
Kenny
sounds.
Rogers,
Like,
Mr. Jackass.
yeah, exactly. He was catching bats with his teeth.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You
The
know,
milk
Willie
chugging
Nelson quit
challenge.
smoking weed, man.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
there was the milk chugging challenge where he's like, "I was raised on the dairy, bitch."
Now I'm gonna have to go. Now I'm gonna have to go to YouTube to find that. Just so I
Yeah,
can have
just-
that throwback '90s humor.
Check it out. That's hilarious. But the gambler folded. So
Yeah, he called it. He
Me
called
too.
it. He called it. So it's been a minute
Ah.
since we've heard from a certain Gianni. Gianni,
hey,
your team has had some success recently. Would you care to share with us
Yeah,
your
what's happening,
feelings on
guys?
the Kansas City Chiefs winning their second Super Bowl in the last 100 years?
Right, literally the last 100 years. Yeah, my
Hey,
family.
you got one more than the
collectively-
Bears. So.
You do got one more than the
Well-
Eagles too, though.
This is true. Yeah, no, my family
less than the New
collectively
England
lost their
Patriots.
shit. Okay, well, I mean, come on now. Look.
I know. I'll
We're not
shut up.
talking.
We're talking about Gianni's team right now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no, I mean, my family lost their shit, like completely lost their
Nice.
shit.
Nice.
But it was a beautiful thing. My dad like literally didn't know what to do with himself.
Oh man.
So
when they
yeah,
got down
everybody
by
was pretty
10.
happy about that.
When they got down by 10,
Hmm.
did you think you got them right where they want them?
No, I mean because you don't know. I mean, you've got Patrick Mahomes. He's 24, so it's like, how do you know how he's gonna react?
Yeah.
And if
But then there
anything,
was-
it's like we know that. What?
I was thinking because I was thinking that like, oh great, they're down by double digits. Now they're going to turn it on and kick their ass.
Yeah, I
They've been
mean,
doing it for playoffs.
that's what you hope to see. But I mean, yeah, doing it the whole playoffs and doing it in the Super Bowl, that's a completely different thing. And you don't know how you're going to react until you're in that situation. And thankfully, Patrick Mahomes showed he could handle it. So it's going to be really cool because he's 24. So we've got, of course, if the Chiefs are smart, they will certainly hold on to him for
Ever.
the duration.
No, they're going to hold on.
Wait.
And
He's
yeah,
getting a $40 million a
and
year contract easily.
right.
Oh, he getting paid.
Paid.
Hey,
As he should. So yeah, I mean that'll be cool to see. And Kansas City is a little small town, so like a lot of people have had interactions with him. Everybody really seems to like him. He seems to be really good for the city.
Yeah.
So that's always good to see. So and Kansas City is still in love with freaking Derek Thomas, and Derek Thomas has been gone for God knows how long. So they're gonna
Yeah.
embrace him. He's gonna embrace him. It's gonna be a good thing to see.
But his daddy played for the Royals, didn't
His
His
I
dad
don't know if he
plays
played for the Royals.
and the Blue Jays.
he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
his dad was a
I
pitcher.
mean,
Yeah, he ain't played for nobody important.
No, he played for the Blue Jays when they won the World Series.
I know, man. Well, I didn't know that, but
It's like, well, I'm just saying, fuck those teams. Is what I'm trying to say here.
basically, like,
right, that's what I was trying to say.
No,
That's what it sounds like.
to be fair, like it's Mahomes is a real likable dude. Like he
Mhm.
really seems like a genuinely good kid who was raised really well and is just a good kid who happens to be amazing at football right now.
until he starts
Right.
speaking. I hate his
Honestly,
voice. I really
his
do.
voice is more endearing because it's like the one flaw. You're like,
He's just country as hell, though. He's just country.
he's super country, but that Kermit the
Yeah.
Frog voice is
Yeah.
wild. It's the first time I heard him speak, I
He's
was
got
like,
a high ass, gravelly ass voice.
"Oh, what's going on here, guys?" You're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, I mean, all right. So,
I'm like,
Mike's voice-
excuse me?
Mike Tyson had that voice too, and I think things worked
True.
out for him.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about Pat Mahomes like punching me in the liver though. Like I probably
Exactly.
should be, but
Fair enough. Fair enough.
like Mike Tyson, you know, he was Mike Tyson wasn't likable, right? He's a boxer who punched people in the face really hard, but
He's
Really,
likable now, though.
really hard.
he's likable kind of now because it's been so
He's
long
psycho.
since. No, it's been so long since the rape case, and he's come out and started to express himself so much more that
Yeah.
the insight has made him likable. Like the insight of how broken he really is as a human being, how fragile he really was his whole life is endearing because it makes him more human.
Bro, even to this day, I wouldn't fuck with Mike Tyson.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, no,
I
no, no,
would
no,
fuck-
no, no,
I
no,
wouldn't fuck with a 75-year-old Mike Tyson.
no, dude. Mike Tyson still has hands. Like
They're
he
not
did
going
something.
away.
He did something recently where they filmed him like throwing some punches, and it was like, nope, not trying to fuck with that. Nope,
Yeah,
not ever.
shadow boxing.
Dog.
Not fucking with it. You know who else I wouldn't fuck with? Gabby Garcia.
Who's that?
I feel like I know the name.
You should. So go on YouTube, type in Gabby Garcia, Gabi Garcia. She's a Brazilian MMA fighter. She's 6'4",
Oh.
230.
Oh yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about.
In my prime, I wouldn't fight her. She's a husky lady, let's just say that.
She's a brick shithouse.
She really is.
Oh my God.
Like they have hard time finding opponents for her because nobody wants.
This woman is monstrous.
Yeah, thank you.
You gotta watch the DeSuze and Mero take on her weigh-in. Yo, the
Oh, I'm
commentary
sure.
is amazing.
Oh,
No, I'm watching her throw hands right now.
Undefeated.
Oh,
Like,
my
bro,
God.
she's a monster. She's an absolute monster, dude. Hold on, this is.
Oh my God. Oh!
Yo.
Dude.
Yo, when did Pat Tillman start doing MMA? I thought he was gone. So,
Bro, and she got muscles like a motherfucker too. Like she is cut the fuck up.
Doug, she's
She
230,
looks like she was cut from
237
Paul
in that. She's 237 at that weigh-in.
Wow.
There's in my prime. Listen, in my physical prime, like mid-20s, no surgeries, in the gym, Marine, doing the fighting thing. You know, in my prime, I might, maybe, be able to get her, but probably not.
Not
Either
happening.
way, I'm not coming out clean. I'm coming out busted.
Yeah, no,
Me
you coming
and-
out jacked up.
I
For
would-
real.
I might. One of us might die. Like it's.
I will tell you why I'm coming out clean. Because me in my prime was fast as shit. I'll
Yeah.
run like a motherfucker. Like I'm out.
You're
There
not
ain't
trying
no
to
way
fight,
I'm letting that hit me.
dude.
My physical fitness was predicated on my cardio. So yeah, I can run a long goddamn way.
You
And
don't
I'm
have
running-
hands.
I'm like
no feet.
I was the sprinter.
Bro, I believe you. I'm just saying, like, if you had to square up with Gabby Garcia in the dark alley, it's like, you know,
It's gonna be
one of us
around.
is gonna have to die here, man. Like, I can't take this L.
Shit, we meet up in the dark alley. I'm shooting her big ass. It ain't no question about it. Somebody got to go,
But, like,
and it ain't
her-
gonna be me.
But like her and Mike Tyson, no, not ever. Her and Mike Tyson, I can say with
Yeah.
full confidence that's the only woman fighter I am just terrified of because she is huge. God damn, that's a big woman.
I miss
Oh.
us getting off on tangents.
Dude, this is great though. But no, Gabby
I love
Garcia. I forgot how I even saw it.
Bro,
But
she is enormous.
yeah, she is. She's a large
Dude, what's the girl
human.
called thick with 2 C's.
No. Well, yes, she is. But
Yeah.
the same she's a lot of things. She's really a lot of things. Like the fact that she came out and had less body fat than I have ever had, and she's got boobs, was just it was interesting. Like I
Bro,
said,
like the chin and jaw on this chick.
she can take a punch. Gianni, have you seen this?
I'm looking at her. Yeah, she's serious.
She's a brick shithouse, man.
She's
Like
a brick.
I thought Serena was cut up, but damn.
No, Serena is cut up, but
I mean, Serena's an Amazon, but this is an Amazon. Like,
With 2 O's.
Oh my God.
With 2 O's. God damn it. Yeah, I would never fight her. I would rather run. I'd rather play a whole game of football with no pads at all at my current freaking body composition than fight her. Because I
probably
know
still
one
fuck
hit.
somebody up though.
I might get one good shot and I'm done. But no, dude, no. Her, she breaks something like really badly. I need that piece of me to work. Like whatever it is, I need it to work. I don't have very much of it left, so it needs to work. It needs to be fully functional. Oh man.
Shakespeare?
That was wild.
So I think we have one more thing on the script. This is one of the few times we're actually going to be like aware that there's a script involved. Because yeah, we have a script. We read from it. Yeah. You know what? I think we are straight on to the shitty beer of the week. What are you drinking, Kenny? I see a tall can of something over there.
I am drinking Bud Light lemon tea because I suffer from my art.
Nice.
Let's try this.
I have Tucker. I can't pronounce this.
Touché.
Hell's Hefeweizen aus Bayern. Are any of you other people drinking right now?
Nah, I just
I'm
got
not. I
gum.
got coffee.
All right, so Brandon, what gum do you have? Is it the double mint?
It's actually 5 gum peppermint.
Peppermint. And Gianni, you have
I have coffee. I have
coffee.
Folgers.
Is Folgers.
Yes.
Regular ass Folgers, right?
Regular ass Folgers.
Hey, that works, man.
Regulation.
That works. So, all right, let's give our respective beverages a swig or our gums, and let's see if this is a game time experience. Hold on.
No.
Yeah.
God, no.
It's coffee.
It's
Yep.
fucking terrible.
Yep.
Good Lord. It's like
It's fucking
Bud
terrible.
Light made unsweetened tea.
It's pretty bad, right?
You said unsweetened tea?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know, like,
Damn,
well,
that's
actually,
not a
no.
kick in the balls. I don't know what it is.
Think of all the worst
Always
qualities
lemon
of Bud Light
flavoring.
and tea.
Like, no, please, God. I suffer from my art.
You do. We all do, really. Remember that one time Gianni was drinking bodega wine? Good time.
What did I?
Bodega wine. Wine from the
Oh yeah,
bodega.
yeah. I had that a few times.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't completely horrible. I
But
mean,
it was
there were
like
worse
11 in the
things.
morning when you drank it. So
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah,
That's called suffering for art right
hey,
there.
we suffer for the
That's-
art. We're serious about the art over here.
that's right.
For artsy.
All right, Brandon, is your gum a game time experience?
You know what? I would chew this just about anywhere. Work. Really good on the road.
Really good on the road.
good on the road.
Keeps you awake
Where
on
else?
those long drives.
You know what? You're right. And they're not so long anymore.
Nice.
You know why?
Because you don't leave your house.
Because all the non-essentials are at home.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
you
Can't even go out of state anymore.
Yeah, all the non-essentials are at home. So whenever I have to go to work and do like a secret package or some shit, I
Yeah.
can get to work in no time. So yeah,
All right.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right, Gianni, how's your Folgers coffee? Is this a game time experience?
Sure. It's cold as hell though.
So,
I mean,
cold Folgers.
Cold Folgers.
Is this from the day before?
No. It actually is from this morning, but it's cold.
It's cold.
You
Oh,
know,
that's pretty
It's not
shitty.
cold
That's-
brew.
Yeah.
No, not a cold brew.
No, it's definitely not cold brew.
Just a
Yeah,
brew that got cold.
wasn't on. But that's
Just a
correct.
brew that got cold. Okay.
That's
all
correct.
right.
Yes.
So not a game time beverage at all, huh?
Nah. I'm
No?
cool.
All right, so
No.
this Tucker, Tucher, it's German. I don't know how to pronounce it. Either way,
Yeah.
it's not a game time experience either. Honestly, this is probably one of the worst Hefeweizens I've ever had in my life. This makes me regret that I'm drinking beer right now.
You want mine?
No, yours is worse. But it's still not as bad as the Ice House. Was the Ice House we were drinking that one time where we were
Oh,
like, yo.
God, Ice House Edge.
That was the
Y'all
worst thing I've
y'all
ever.
were drinking with the intention of being hurt.
No, dude, I brought
Pretty
them from
much.
North Carolina, and I was like, I've never had these before, and we cracked them open. We were like, oh no, we're not drinking this
That's
anymore.
the only time we've ever poured them out.
Yeah, we poured them out.
Oh wow.
We've had 40s that we drank during the show, and we're like, all right, well, it's time to go. But this was like, no, we're not drinking this anymore. This is not
Yeah.
good. This is bad.
That's like the only time I've ever been like, I can't finish this. I have to drive.
I'm not even trying to drink this anymore. This is not enjoyable at all. All I'm learning about when I drink this is how much I don't like this.
It's continuing to drink this is just demonstration of how much I don't like myself.
Yeah, I really have issues I need to see someone about,
Yeah, I know.
like Matt Nagy.
Uh,
I saw an opportunity and I took it. Goddammit.
I know you did. You did.
Hey,
All right.
it'd be like that sometimes.
It do, man. It do be like that sometimes.
It'd be like
So we've done our beverage / gum of the week.
pretty full.
This was so bad. Well, I mean, we're near the end of the show, so we're gonna see how well we can knock this out. We've been out of practice. It's been a minute, but if you look, you should all be able to see it. Oh, whoa. Yes, sir. What you have?
Oh, okay. Hang on. No, I'm good. Go ahead.
I don't know what just happened, but
I don't either.
I had a loss of connectivity for a second. That's all.
oh yeah, everyone's Wi-Fi is getting slammed right now because no one's leaving the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
much.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Time for our shitty hot takes of the week, and I shall lead off.
Oh, good lord.
Here we go. COVID-19 ravages NFL locker rooms, leaving the surviving players from each conference to form two super teams, which will play in this year's Super Bowl equivalent, the Corona Bowl, which will be sponsored by guess who? Corona. Because
I was going to say
Right.
Budweiser.
Budweiser, no, it's got to be Corona. Literally,
It's gotta be Corona.
people aren't
'Cause he's
buying
Corona
Corona
time.
beer. People aren't buying Corona beer because they think they get the virus from it. I hate people.
I don't
Yeah,
blame you. I do too.
Yeah, either that or like I posted something the other day, like somewhere around here, like people were thinking that like you can get Corona from it, and they were actually telling people to stay away from it. So I guess word is out in the neighborhood that like you can't get coronavirus from the beer. So I've just been seeing empty
Shit,
Corona
I've been
bottles
drinking the
around the
seltzer.
neighborhood.
Well, that's encouraging. I mean, someone paid attention to science class.
Maybe.
Oh God. All right. So, Dork, I believe you have a take ready to go.
Oh, yeah. It's hellaciously shitty.
Let's hear it.
Rudy Gobert is named 2020 NBA Defensive Player of the Year for shutting down the entire NBA and all sports that matter.
It's funny because it's true.
Oh, he hasn't
And
been
in
named.
that regard, Kenny, you failed because that shit already happened.
No. He hasn't been named Defensive Player of the Year.
Not for this year.
Might have. But he did shut down the NBA.
He
I'll
did
give you
shut
that.
down the NBA.
He did.
But he has not been named Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay, so Gianni, looks like you got a hot one here.
Yeah.
We need to hear this.
I'm thinking since Cam is gonna be jobless, I think he just starts his second career and he signs up for Project Runway.
Nice.
Nice. Oh my God,
On a scale of 1 to 10, that was an 11.
man. Is there one with
You
RuPaul
know-
on it? With RuPaul's critiquing people?
No.
No.
That's
That's
way
right.
out there.
Yeah.
No, they're
That's
okay.
way out there.
Okay. Still,
If she would have said that, I'd have just got off. I wouldn't even said bye, nothing. Like,
just
Damn.
click.
I'm out.
Click. All right. I think there's some truth in that, Gianni. You know, he is a fashionista.
I'm saying,
I thought it was just a sassy church on.
He is a sassy church aunt. One hell of a sassy church aunt. If we're being honest.
like a bad DC. He looks like a bad DC fucking bad guy.
yeah.
He looks like the Riddler if he just had some
Yeah.
gender confusion
Yeah.
issues.
I don't know who inspires some of these outfits, but they're some of them are pretty terrible.
To be
I
honest,
wonder if he has a stylist. Like seriously.
no, I think he consciously just does this. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go to this woman's store where Gabby Garcia shops because I know her shit'll fit, and I'm gonna pick out this blouse. I'm gonna get these skinny jean capris here, and this scarf from Goodwill that I saw
these
my church
loafers.
aunt wear, and these loafers, and I'm just gonna rock this after the. I'm gonna bring all this to the stadium, and then I'm gonna wear this on a podium because fuck everyone.
Look at me.
Look at me with my
And
scarf.
the male romper to wear after the game.
The male romper. The
A romp
romper.
him.
A romp him.
I don't know if that would
Whatever,
have been
bro.
sexy on a woman, on a dude, on like a gender. I don't think that there's any gender whatsoever that would have been.
Those are about as
Attractive
sexy
on.
as remember the footy pajamas you had as a little kid?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh
bad.
God, I love those.
Yeah,
I
they're
did
not
too.
they're not sexy though.
no,
No, you're not
Well-
getting any action in those. I gotta
No.
gotta step out of them. Got to look at your feet out of them.
yeah, it's
The only
bad.
guys rocking that are married dudes.
No, no one's rocking those, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know nobody.
nobody above 10 should rock those. Ever.
No. But
So
if you're
then
gonna,
we gotta tell our boy King Jeddah that he's rocking them in error.
oh my, he's rocking footy pajamas.
Marshall. Yeah, he is.
I tip my cap to that gentleman, but he's not getting the action in those things. Let's just be honest.
He's already got 4 kids. We had enough action.
No. He's got 4 kids. He's definitely not getting any action. Everybody's tired. Trust me, it's not happening.
Yeah,
Like they
All
might
right.
they might plan on it and then go to Olive Garden and eat too many breadsticks and just be done. Like, you know what? Let's just reschedule this. Brandon, I need to hear your take, sir.
All right, my shitty hot take is that Matthew Nagy will find a way to unfuck himself
Ooh.
and find a way to refuck himself.
Ooh. The refucking?
Yes, he will find a way to refuck himself
Wow.
and get himself fired in the process.
Wait, the unrefucking?
damn.
The unfucking and then the refucking.
Yeah.
It's
the
it's like
unrefucking.
it's like Inception in fucking. The
Yeah.
fucking within the fucking.
Like Inception meets, Doctor Strange.
Nice. So it's just an
we're
infinite
going
loop.
multiverse here. All right.
Just
Now,
multiverse fucking.
now, my hope is that he does unfuck himself, but finds a way to, not do it again.
Preferably he goes and does it for another team next season.
Do
right?
do you have a prediction on the nature of how he fucks himself? Are we looking at another double doink, or what are we looking at?
You know what? Okay, so he unfucks himself, refucks himself, and how he refucks himself is that he will, as a matter of fact, whole scenario right here. The Bears find a way to go 13-3 this coming season, right? End up
You mean
being
like the Chiefs used to do?
end up being the number 1 seed in the NFC. They get a bye week. That first game after the bye week,
Shit the bed.
he shits the bed by taking out Mitch Trubisky, who played well the entire season, and lets Nick Foles play. And Nick Foles throws 7 interceptions.
That's mighty bold of you to assume that Trubisky gonna beat out Nick Foles in camp, but I got you,
That's why it's a shitty hot take.
bruh. It's pretty shitty. I like it.
That's like, come on.
Now here's the problem I have.
Great.
Here's the problem I have with our takes here. For some reason, these are all kind of plausible. Like, I'm feeling like that could actually happen in Chicago. Like, I really feel that's a possibility. I really feel that unemployed Cam Newton will be on the runway at some point.
You
I-
might see him at Fashion Week. It could happen.
He is a trailblazer in the world of men's fashion. He is like Derek Zoolander.
Oh, wow.
Yes, with Von Miller as his Mugatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Russell
All
Westbrook.
right over there, Kenny.
Russell Westbrook is handsome.
Yep.
So hot right now.
Who's Brent?
Who was that?
Who's his Brent?
Oh, I don't know. Who's
Oh,
Brent?
James Harden, no doubt.
Oh, James Harden.
So cumulatively their fashion line is Westbrook, Newton, Harden. Is that what that is?
No, it's West New Hardbrook.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Wow.
Got it.
God, we got to make this a thing, like we did with the LeBron the LA thing. We got an Anthony Davis to LA. Remember we did that. We did that.
Yeah, we made that happen, didn't we?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
We made that happen. Wow, we made that happen. We gotta make that term a thing. We got to patent that shit.
West New Hardbrook.
Yeah, we need to get a
West
fashion
New
thing
Hardbrook.
on to put on the Facebook page, and so we can get that going.
Oh my God.
Yes, this has been glorious, guys. Everyone, this
This
has
has
been
been
amazing.
wonderful.
This has
Yes.
been absolutely wonderful. So as usual, everyone. All right. So find us at Dirt Diggler's Shitty Sports Show on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Mixcloud, and we're on SoundCloud on occasions because SoundCloud kind of sucks.
Yeah.
If you're not a SoundCloud rapper, I don't know if that's still a thing.
I
Our
got
music.
bad rhymes.
Our music is all done by RTO Beats out of Oakland, California. If you need some music, you go hit the dude up. He may be a little sluggish right now, come out of surgery, but the dude makes outstanding music, and I always support the guys on the way up to help get to that next level. So give him a shout. This show is also brought to you by several shitty beers. Room
Yeah.
temperature coffee and 5 gum. And we can't forget coronavirus, who made all this possible.
Right.
Big shout out to coronavirus for fucking up the whole world.
COVID-19
COVID-19 in the house. Well, no, not in this particular house, but in all the other houses, yes. A bunch of other houses, yes.
Actually, no, so like Lady Dork and I had this thing where like when we want each other to get away from the other, we just run our hands across each other's face and say, "COVID."
Nice.
Kind of like it's Skinner from Stephen King.
Oh no, I got it. It's dark. I like it. Super dark. Super dark. I like that.
You gotta have dark humor in this time.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
It's only humor to have.
It is. But hey,
So yeah, that's it. That's the show.
all right.
That's it, everyone. It's a wrap. Just like a punch from Gabby Garcia. I'm fucking out of here, dude.
Oh, what is we gonna do?
Oh
What
man.
is it?
No, let's give the proper outros. So it's been real.
It's been fun.
And it's been real fun. So as usual, Dirt Diggler.
The Dork.
Gee.
And me.
Fucking out.
Word.